Hello, everyone. How are you doing tonight? And I do hope you enjoyed our new little music there with that 10-minute intro, because guess what? My party is fucking amazing. And they're not just creative cosplayers. They're not just amazing people who make me laugh and cry, and sometimes both within a minute. They also make music. And for once, it's not even the guy playing the bard. He does make music too, and that's good too. But no, you listen to Noir, the Noir Enigmas Pickle's theme version of what encapsulates Pickle, why Pickle is the best, and why she won the straw poll of best pickle in the universe. I think that was the official title. So we're starting with just something so fucking beautiful on this episode 3 of Lessons in Deep Magic. How are we all doing today? How is my beautiful cast? We'll start with Phoebe and then go clockwise if you would like to quickly introduce who you are, who you're playing, and why Phoebe is amazing.
Hello, I'm Savvy Seaworth on Twitter. Today I'm playing Phoebe, the cleric of the moon, self-proclaimed prophet of her goddess Sarastra, and a general spouter of wisdom that doesn't make sense when you think about it for too long.
And a favorite pickle.
Hey everybody! First of all, thank you all for voting for Pickle. That was precious, and I'm very excited to use these magical powers now. I'm Draku. I'm playing Pickled Fish, and she is a chaos wizard, entropy wizard, and she's a rat folk, hence the lovely ears. And that's me.
Noir.
Hey everybody, I'm Noir. I'm playing the lovely Lorenzo, who is a Oath of Thunder paladin. I'm excited to just get back in the game.
And our best bar boy.
Isn't he cute when he's excited? Hello everybody. I'm Colonomicon on Twitter, and I'm going to be playing Bastien, the Shadow Fae word singer bard of this party.
And I'm Lydia. I'm your game master, and if you have no idea what we're talking about, this is episode 3 of Lessons in Deep Magic. You can catch up with the VODs here on Kobold Press's Twitch. If you have no idea what we're talking about when we say poll, because you are an avid watcher but you don't know what this is about, well, then you should join our Encounter Roleplay Discord, because every week from now on I will put out a little straw poll. Usually at the end of the game. I'll try and do that, leave it up for a week, where you guys can decide who should get in an auto crit. On Encounter, we do have our little crit fail donation system. We don't have that here, but occasionally there are these moments where you just want to succeed automatically to make something great happen, and I can respect that, and I like that, and I want my guys to be successful in what they do, except for all the times when I don't. But I want to give them that option. So in this case, Pickled Fish won our first poll, which is why you heard Pickle's theme there at the beginning. I will try and whip Noir into shape to get me Bastien's theme, so we have one for each player, and then play it to tell you who has won that
This
poll
is Bastien's
each and every
theme.
week. No?
Yeah,
Are you
it
trying
is.
to... No, this... Are you... What? What are you doing? You're a paladin, you're not supposed to lie. No, you said it's Pickle's theme.
No,
Jesus
the one you were
Christ.
playing before was Pickle's theme. This is Bastien's. I can tell because there's guitar.
That's
No,
true.
you said you didn't have Bastion's theme yet.
No, I put it in. It's the light
this
of the low
one
road.
just now. This is the Light of the Low Road. That is very true. I changed that over because we had Pickle's theme at the beginning. No, you didn't hear that in Green Room because we had the different screen on, but I played Pickle's theme at the beginning. But Light in the Low Roads, I didn't realize you said that was Bastion's theme automatically. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
then we
that
do
you
have...
guys can start.
I guess I can't whip Noir then. Okay. That's almost a pity. I was looking forward to just, screaming at you every now and then each week. But wonderful.
I didn't work.
Either way, we are delving into a game that is centered around the Deep Magic supplement that Kobold brought out the other day, and it's beautiful because it's chaotic, purely chaotic. And I hope everyone's enjoying it. We did have already some fun things happen during the first couple of sessions. They started out in a magic school. That didn't last very long. A magic explosion catapulted our friends through maybe time and space, through the planes of existence. Who really knows? They ended up in the low roads, the uncharted space between the Shadow Realm's shadow roads. Lorenzo withstood temptation, and instead of a sinister bargain involving souled memories, they found their way out of the darkness on their own, for you're only ever as lost as you think you are. In Corremel, the City of Lanterns, they split the party to find out what had happened back in Zobek, back in their arcane collegium, the magic school of Zobek, fearing the worst, of course. But while Phoebe and Pickle had considerably little luck getting information out of the Lantern Lighters Guild, Bastien and Lorenzo visited the sheltered market and discovered new things about each other, the Shadow Realm's culinary treats, and eventually they did find out what was happening back in the Arcane Collegium. And the simple answer was nothing at all. The magical explosion had apparently been cleared. No major casualties. However, there was a price to pay for this information, and lacking the funds, Lorenzo decided to pay with a favor, a currency even more valuable in the Shadow Realm than a memory, and that means a lot. So, just as they reunited with each other, a mirror that Lorenzo didn't realize he had in his pocket. Well, on that mirror appeared a woman by the name of Mareshka. Mareshka, who had allowed Lorenzo to use a scrying mirror. The very scrying mirror was now with him, and her face, her voice in his mind told him that that favor could be cashed in a little bit sooner than expected. She had a job for him. And she tells him, with everyone else there, to see his face. Not to hear her voice, though. That is purely in your mind, Lorenzo. But you all see that our broody little Dampier friend is suddenly getting a little bit, taken aback, as Mareshka's voice tells you, "Don't worry, dear. It's nothing too dramatic. And I mean you no harm. Meet me after midnight by the fountain. You may bring a companion or two, I don't care. Let's talk business."
Very
And that is the
well.
last thing you hear.
She's just gonna look at the mirror, then look to the party.
Yes.
At midnight, I am due to meet Marishka by the fountain. It would seem that she has called in her favor. I am assured that it is nothing too dramatic.
I'm sure that's absolutely true. I'm sure it's nothing too dramatic at all. Nothing for us to worry about. I'm not going to sit here and say I told you so. Except this one time. I told you so, and this is exactly what I said would happen. I was going to call in a favor immediately. Now, Lord only knows. Well, I'm coming
I'll go with
said
you
that-
if you want.
She said that it's nothing dramatic. I don't see why she would say that if it weren't true.
Okay, let me go back one more time to the part where I mentioned that I'm a Shadow Fae, and because that I know other Shadow Fae, and remember I told you this not long ago, we lie all the time about everything. It's just part of the culture, okay? She's lying. I don't know why, probably for no reason. Just to get a laugh? I don't know. But she's almost certainly lying, and now we have to deal with it.
She's not Shadow Fae.
Oh?
She is human.
I mean, humans lie too, but
That's true. That's strong point.
And Bastien, are we friends?
Of course. Why would you ask?
Am I to take that as the truth?
Of course. Don't
Then I
you
have nothing
get
to
that
worry about.
smug expression off of your face, Lorenzo? Most of us lie all the time about everything. Some of us just lie in songs. Some of us just lie in bed all day. I'll be here all week.
for real though, I'll go with you if you want, Lorenzo. I wanted to see the fountain anyway.
I could do with the company.
Cool.
All right. Well,
And you have an inn to check out, don't you?
I do. I would actually like to see the place long before I perform. Pickle, would you like to come with me?
Sure.
I will say
Is there
Pints
that
of beer as tall as you.
at this point, it's still many, many hours until after midnight when Mareshka is wanting to meet you. It's not right now. So you can all check out the inn. And maybe get a place to stay there. Just saying. You haven't had a rest at all. I'm helpful.
Yes.
Some of us
I
do have to
suddenly
sleep
feel
at
the
some point.
I suddenly feel the urge to book a room at the inn.
Was it the mention of lying in bed all day? Did that suddenly sound very appealing?
I think your joke cued me in on the fact that at some point I will be tired.
It happens to the best of us. Very well. Who would like to see the finest inn in all of the Shadow Realm? Oh, so I've been told.
I suppose when we get there, we'll know if that's true.
Yeah, I've never actually been there, but that's what that was what I've always been told. And the best music.
Well, it sounds fun. I'm sure if you like it, I'll like it.
Yes. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Lead the way.
I don't actually know where it is. I was hoping one of you had shit.
If we had more wax, if we wave it in the air, do you think the dragon would come back?
What?
We do have more wax. And you
What
see
That thing. Oh.
Lorenzo goes in his bag and reluctantly pulls out another one of his ritual candles. We require assistance.
Taxi!
And one of the flying dragon lanternettes that are constantly zooming past above your heads is landing on your fist and is immediately sniffing the candle. Ooh, yeah, that's a good year. Yeah, yeah, it's 93. oh, there's a whole bit of beeswax in there, actual beeswax. All right, there, you got my attention. Hi.
We need directions. Bastien, if you could explain.
The Horngate Inn. The Horngate Inn?
All
Okay.
right. Yeah,
With the music
sure.
and-
Follow me. Follow me. And he bites the wax and starts wafting towards the Horngate Inn. Seems a fairly chill.
I'm not
Dragon.
sure that dragon should be flying. I think he's had a bit too many candles.
That was my special
do.
grapefruit smelling one.
I really appreciate the
Overrated,
citrus,
Dad.
man.
I bought you the grapefruit candle.
Yeah, it's his
I-
favorite.
It is my favorite, and
It
Lou, you
was.
wanted to
Now
go to.
it's.
Yeah, I understand, but I really wanted to make sure you got to see this end. You are very excited about it.
It's okay, I suppose. Good deed for a good deed. Farewell.
Plus, I
We're
already
just
gave
following
away all
the
my
science on track.
candles.
Me too.
I think I have
Nobody's
some.
complaining.
I only have 6 more.
Oh, what a shame.
Blanche and Dragonette flies ahead. You're about to lose it. Are you following?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
following.
know.
So, any of you guys just here for the bands then? Or what you here for? And this beautiful, beautiful city of lanterns.
It was really kind of an accidental trip.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep, just sort of wanderers, you know? Just kind of
Man, we're all just
going
wanderers
on
here.
through town, so to speak.
All just wanderers, all of us. Yeah.
Strangers in a strange land.
You get me, sis.
I like you.
Yeah. See, I was working for a mage, like, for most of my life, and he was a little bit, like, uptight. That's not me. So I would just, do whatever I can. Build busking, I sing. You're in good hands in that inn if you sing a little. I see the dulcimer on your back. Good one. Handmade?
Oh, it's on my front, actually. And yeah. Yes. Yes. Handmade. Not by me, but by someone. Yep. But it was made with someone's hands. Yes.
Cool.
He's really good.
Yeah. Is he?
He really is.
Can you play for me? Play for me.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, give us some tunes, man.
I pull out some of my AB gnome and just watch.
Yeah, sure. I suppose I need to get warmed up. Yeah, okay. I'm feeling a little rusty, but
Yeah, you
But with my
you
accent.
really got it.
It sounds good.
You really got it though,
Thanks.
man. Like I can feel the music. I can feel it. You know it's open mic night tonight, right? Bardolph Battle every
Oh,
if you wanted to.
What?
Well, basically, and he munches the rest of the candle. Hits. Ooh, yeah. Basically, we got all our best bards of the city, and people come from like other dimensions and shit, and they play. They play with each other, and they play against each other. That's a really cool part, if you ask me. They're on stage. Names are drawn, and yeah, you kind of play with the other bard, but then whoever plays better wins. And get this, if you win, you get put on the list, man. You'll be on the list.
The list.
Yeah.
Like,
The list.
as in, I could come back and play
You can play
at the Horgate Inn.
at the Horngate Inn. Obviously, you start at the bottom of the list, but like people work their way up, man.
well, there's nothing more to be said. Bastien, you have to do this.
Maybe this trip was actually not an accident, but like totally meant to be for you.
Providence.
Do you really think? But I mean, all the whole thing, like including the parts about people being transformed into like transmogrifying mounds of flesh and all that. That was all so I could play at an inn?
Oh, I don't know, but when the music's in your soul, it's bound to take you somewhere. Just
Like,
think
if
about
that's
it.
your desire. Yeah, like were you walking through gates of desire? Is that what happened?
Besides,
Walking
everyone's
gates of
fine,
desire.
so we might as well.
All right.
And you can totally win.
You think so? What kind of
Yeah.
talent do they have on tonight? Do you know? Like, who's playing Dragon Friend?
Man, I don't know names. I just know tunes. I know the heart. I know the soul of these people.
Okay, so
They're
try
like
to tell me
that,
about
but
the
you
heart and
remember
the
shit.
soul. Like, what
Well,
are
there's this-
their hearts like?
Ooh, they're like on fire. They're on fire.
Doesn't sound nice.
There's a couple of shadow fae. There's a couple of dwarves. They really get the stuff going. Like they really warm up the room like real good. Shadow fae, they can be all over the place. You got a couple of power ballads. Not into that. You also got like people fucking with people's perception, man. That's the coolest thing. That's a big finale. Like everything's allowed, right? Everything on the table. You can do magic. You can fuck with the audience. It's cool shit.
Bastien,
Yeah.
Bastien, I can be your
Yes,
lights.
Oh no,
Oh,
little one. No audience, no audience help. Like, sorry, that's the only rule. Cause you know, then the prince's nephew would win every single time. He's actually pretty shit, but he's trying.
We can come up with
Elitism is
something.
such a bummer.
Yeah,
Couldn't agree
man.
more.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some way you can help Pickle. We'll find something, I'm sure.
And if they don't catch you, you can do
very
whatever.
loud.
It's true. It's only a problem if we get caught. And
Like
do
with most
anyone have
things.
another candle? Does anyone have another candle to secure this little dragon's silence?
Oh, yeah, man.
Lorenzo goes in his bag. And like you can tell that he holds on to this one for like a second longer. And it's a ritual pomegranate scented candle. He goes,
Pamplemousse.
Oh. Oof.
Oh my
You know
god, I
what?
can smell that one over here.
With that,
Smells
I'll
very
keep that
nice.
for I'll keep that for later, and he puts it behind his ear. I'll keep that for later. But with that, I've got a couple of things for you. I never use it. They don't serve me in there. I mean, they would, but not since the incident. Anyway, here's a couple of coupons. You want some coupons?
Coupons.
I'll
Free
take,
drink.
I'll take some coupons.
One per person.
Oh.
What good are these coupons at a time like this,
Like-
precisely?
Well, I mean, like if you don't order the most expensive shit, they'll get you like pint. Yeah.
Oh, it's just it's a coupon
Wine.
for a free pint? That's all?
Yeah, it's like booze and shit, man.
Oh,
Boy.
pass it here. Don't hide it,
there
provide
you
it.
go,
Come on.
like we're friends now. We're friends, like yeah.
Well, yips. Yeah.
Hey, what's your name?
Oh, my name's Momo. My friends call me Mo.
Cool. Now we're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mo's always here for you, man.
And we'll always be here for you, Momo.
Deep. It's deep. It's like some magic between us, like some deep, deep magic between us.
It's deep, all right. So deep.
Thanks, Mo.
Bye!
Cheers, Mo.
And you
Ta-da.
find yourself standing in front of the Horngate Inn.
I like that one.
I promise this is the first glass.
The whole chat's given up on our show, guys. Everyone,
And that's it. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Bye.
All right.
We have to go now.
Name of the show and
All right, fuck it. Here's the wall. Let's go.
Bastion, I
Please,
have
someone-
a question.
Thanks, Anna.
Yes.
I trust you.
Is it common for Shadow Fae to give coupons out? Because that's the second time now.
It's well, this one's a dragon, Shadow Fae, if that's what you mean. But
I think she means like people who live here.
Here in
In the Shadow
Corremel.
Realm?
Yes. Yes.
oh yes, Corremel. Oh nice, Corremel is known. It's a city of hospitality. Here's what you have to understand: the Shadow Realm is generally a pretty uninviting, cold, stuffy, stodgy sort of place. There's very little opportunity for art and music and dancing and enjoying oneself. And but here in Corremel, it's always been sort of special. It's a city where people look after each other, where they like to dance and entertain and play music. Now, within reason, of course, but it's a little more toned down than you might find in Midgard. But as part of that, they like to show in this city that they're outgoing and friendly, so they like to give gifts, but they're still Shadow Fae, so they're still a little bit stodgy with the gifts. So you won't get gift cards here, you'll probably just get coupons at best. They can get you some deep discounts on things, but that's about as generous as Shadow Fae get. So really, anyone who's given you a coupon since you've been here, they've practically said "I love you" in Shadow Fae.
I don't know. Can you call it a
know you
discount if
were
it comes at a price? Let me just think about it.
While this conversation's going on, I'd like to pull out the mirror and think about Rumble. Do I see my
And-
horse?
You hear a voice from within the mirror in your mind. Scrying mirror from Mareshka's Curiosities. This scrying mirror works once per day. You have used your once per day number of scryings. Check in tomorrow. Bye.
There's a paywall. And he puts it back in his bag. How much further
Just
to
out.
the inn?
It's right there. Momo brought you right to the to the game. Yeah, I broke a Cullen. I'm so proud. I had to break myself first, but here we are.
It's a
You're in
paywall.
front of... Okay, no, I broke the Colin. Fine.
I'm done.
You are standing in front of the Horn Gate Inn, where very merry tavern music, which seems a little bit canned, as in it's not like a live band thing. It seems to be just the evening is getting going. It's the equivalent of around 8 p.m., I guess. Again, you're supposed to meet Mareshka after midnight in the Fire Fate Park at the fountain. We have a few hours to get food, drink, and to see some bards battle it out. There are people around. It's definitely lively. Most folks aren't too drunk just yet, but there's, your classic gaggle of girls outside screaming, crying, like, why is he not messaging me back? And a couple of dudes smoking, and a couple of really various different races all mixed in. It does strike you as a very progressive type of place.
I love college bars.
That.
Do you think that they'll have blood here?
It's actually possible. If you were to find
Would
it
it be
anywhere,
weird to
probably
ask?
here.
Would
I
you
don't
ask
think
for me?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
no problem. Wait here. Does anyone else want to drink? I'm happy to get the first round.
I would love one, actually.
Just one alcohol? What can I get you?
Oh, Shadowfae,
You know-
if they have it. If not, it'd be known.
Surprise me.
Okay. I think I know just a thing, actually. Pickle, anything for you?
Do they make them in my size?
I mean, a shot glass for you is about a pint to scale, yeah? So,
Okay, I will take a shot of something. You
Shot of
you
something.
can pick for me.
okay. And Lorenzo, blood of some sort. That's all.
Shadowfae, if they have it. If not, A be known. Positive.
Oh shit. You know that I'm O, right?
Yeah.
I was afraid you would say yes. Very well. I will take care of that. Could you all find a table, perhaps? Somewhere with a good view of the stage.
I'll get a booth.
We'll try to get close. Oh, that's a good idea.
I'm off. And Bastien goes to the bar.
And please tell me what you see and what this bar and what this place is like. I leave it to you guys to make this place, the Horngate Inn. And you can work together, but primarily I would think Bastien, knowing the Shadowfae realm and having heard of this place, if you want to start maybe, and everyone can add their details, everyone can tell me what kind of people you find, if there's a waiter or waitress that stands out, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, so where we come in, coming in from the outside, it looks like a pretty unassuming kind of building. It's almost like a warehouse kind of from the outside, and there's just a big set of like kind of steel doors that we're next to, where these, probably teenagers smoking cigarettes would be my guess. I imagine on the walk here, at least like 5 people have asked us for a cigarette in just the time like from getting just past this place. But once you enter through those steel doors and go down a hallway, take a right, you enter into, it's just a big open space with a bar at the center that's a circular bar with a tree that grows up through the middle of it. And there are tables on the floor all along. It's sort of like a big open floor plan. Tables on the floor all along, cafe tables with just little lamps on them, and a big freaking stage at the opposite end of the hall. And it's like pretty like Grand Ole Opry sized. It's a big stage. It's one bar alone. That stage looks pretty lonely. This place is more to accommodate like big bands, but that's what it's gonna look like tonight for everyone doing open mic night. That big stage all by yourself. If anyone else wants to add anything else to this bar, go ahead.
It's always like that when you have the support act on, where they still have the curtain down and very simple amplifiers and shit. Like, there's a lot more to the stage, but they're trying to make it a little bit smaller and intimate. But yeah, it's a little bit intimidating for you. Anyone else?
Amplifiers
Phoebe,
amplifiers are canon in Lessons in Deep Magic.
They now are. Who cares?
I love it. I'm alright with it.
Shadowfae are geniuses when it comes to amplifier making. They are the first race to sort of come up with that technology with some clockwork magic inside to, a thaumaturgy spell automatically ever present within that magic box. Phoebe, would you like to add something to our truth, to our scene?
I was trying to imagine, I don't really have anything off the top of my head, but I was trying to imagine what the wait staff would be wearing. But I don't really know what Shadowfae fashion is like.
Look no further.
Do they all just look like Bastien? Just like real fancy. Just like fancy. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Just punch my microphone.
I think Bastion is probably
you.
exceptionally. Bastion is sort of
I just got so excited.
There is a lot of embroidery. There's a lot of fine, sort of slightly what you would consider old-fashioned type of aristocratic thing. But in this particular place, there's a little bit of subversion going on, as in little cuts and artistic blemishes to those clothes. It's like it's grunge aristocracy.
Grunge aristocracy is a whole mood, and I love it.
God, I want to go there now so bad. And the waiters do have a sort of uniform, if you will. They wear these little... they wear whatever cool outfit they want underneath, but then they all have one of these old-fashioned coats with the big tails at the end. I don't know what they're called in English. All embroidered and all in the same color scheme. And big embroidery at the back saying Horngate Inn. And a couple of band logos that have played there and have started there, but they still have their own style underneath that one big uniform piece.
I think the coattails, if you're looking
just...
for an English, are called coattails, by the way. I think just...
Okay, cool. Yay, I'm smart.
Yeah, Phoebe's definitely
Lorenzo.
just sitting there, just like watching them go by.
Lorenzo, what are you wanting to add to the scene, if any?
Just tucked behind the cafe seats is like a little raised level where they have booths that kind of overlook everything a little bit. There is a sound guy that's running the open mic that has a line of people trying to sign up, and he's getting frustrated. And there are some usuals in the open mic that are just being obnoxious assholes. These are all things that I actually deal with all the time in open mics.
I could tell you were speaking like someone who runs open mic nights.
You got the guy that cups the microphone and you tell him not to, like, stop it. The microphone has a handle for a reason.
Please,
Stop.
sir, don't put your mouth on that.
But it's what Funny Bear does. It's still the signing in stage, so nobody is on stage just yet, except for a couple of instruments. But yeah, just the way people ask questions, this guy has heard them 50 fucking times before that very month. So where do I set up? Can I bring props? Like, all that shit. And he is a very old, very heavy-set Shadow Fae. He's very casual, very calm. He gives you that aura of he knows what's going on. He gives you that aura of authority as well. And he has an answer for every question. He answers the question before the question is even finished. And yeah. No, you can't bring friends. Yeah. No. Yes, you can use magic. No. Yeah. No, harming spells are fine, but only used not in the harming sense. Yeah, no, your friends can't help. No, this is not a band thing. You have to do it individually. What are you wearing? Fine. Of course it's allowed, sure. And goes through the various names and takes the songs they want to sing as well. And you do see them write their names down on a piece of paper that is then thrown into a hat. There are a lot of pieces of papers in that hat, but the hat is just tiny little bowler hat. It just vanishes inside there in a weird extra dimension. He puts the hat on his head in between. Holds it out. Someone throws a piece of paper in, puts it back on his head.
Where are the slips of paper to sign up?
Pickled, would you like to add anything to the scene?
Yes. I was trying to think of one of the bars that I loved to go to back when it still existed. Everybody wrote on the walls. So I'd like to imagine some magical, like, glowing runes and inscriptions from, like, previous previous performers that have like made it. It's kind of like their wall of autographs, sort of, but everybody's kind of scrawled into it, so it's just some little glowing words all around everywhere.
It's almost like a wall of fame at this point. And yes, they come in different colors. There's color and light effects on some of the more famous names. You would probably not know any of the names there. Bastien certainly would. But those are all bands or singers that have started, have played gigs in the Horngate Inn at some point. And it's almost treated like an altar. People are in front of it going, "Oh my god, oh wow, that guy started here? Oh my god, I love her." Some people, of course, are used to the place, but some people are super excited by it.
Bastien himself is completely zoned out because he is staring, like stock still staring at a name written on the wall. Just like ashen-faced, slack-jawed.
Would you like to hide that from your companions, or is it fairly obvious?
Oh no, he's absolutely, it's extremely obvious. he's very much struck still.
Are you okay?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Fine.
You look like you saw a ghost. Figuratively,
Ghosts,
I
yeah.
mean.
No, just
Is it your
the
mom?
The stage is. It's not my. No. Oh God! If you see my mother, please. Me. No. It's not my mother. It's just the stage is right. The stage is right there, and his name is right there. So I'm gonna have to be looking at it while I'm playing. Oh, dear. Have you ever heard of the Page
Who
of
is it?
Wands?
No.
No.
I wasn't sure if there was any transplanar communication of the music at all, but the best downbard the Shadow Realms ever produced, and also my uncle.
Whoa, you
And
have
you
a
don't
famous
really-
uncle?
Well, yeah, in certain circles, yeah. You have to understand, being a musician and being famous for being a musician in the Shadow Realm doesn't really make you famous. It just makes you famous among people who actually like music, which is not that many of us. So, in a certain crowd, yes, he was quite a big deal. And, we don't really get on, so it's going to be kind of strange staring at his name while trying to perform, so... Pickles, there's anything you could do about that? Some way to make that me not see that? I'd appreciate it. I'm afraid I can't hear you, Pickle.
Can I try an Arcana roll to see if I know a way to hide
Sure.
it?
I mean, I
Sorry,
don't
I
know
should have
your
had a
spell
dice
list by
ready to go.
heart, so
True. I don't think there's necessarily a spell. A 21 Arcana.
you do know that reaching out, trying to figure out if maybe there's some form of magical alarm, maybe because it's so venerated, this place. Maybe people don't like someone to fuck with it. That makes sense. But no, you can't see any alarms. You can't see any way that, at least temporarily, messing with it would be an issue to the people there. But of course, it does depend on whether you have the magical means, or just the pep talk means to do it.
I might have the pep talk
Bastard.
means.
If I may,
Yes.
you played us basically into existence from the low roads.
That's a
You
bit
played us
much.
past demons and monsters. We could have potentially been lost forever. if it weren't for your music. No one gives a fuck about your uncle, Bastien. Play. It's what you do.
No one gives a fuck about my uncle. That's a good point, actually. I put it that way. I mean, small crowd. I mean, who knew? I'm the only one who cares, right? Why should I give a shit?
So stop.
Let that one go.
I'm gonna go get warmed up and, oh, I should probably actually get my name in this thing, and find out who my competition is.
Doesn't matter. Just play.
Well, still helps to know your enemy. Forewarned is felt as forearmed and all that.
I mean,
Oh right, I was supposed to get all of you. No, and don't break any jaws either. You know how I feel about that. I was supposed to get all of you drinks, so how about I go do... How about I go get us all drinks, I'll leave you with that, and then I'll go off and join the musicians, and I'll see you all in a bit.
Sounds wonderful.
Alright, I'll be back in a moment. And Bastian's gonna go to the bar to go get his homies drinks.
And with the coupons, you have absolutely no problem getting served. There is also not that much of a queue just yet. The tables are still half empty. The bar battle hasn't begun yet. If you talk to the person there, they will tell you that it's supposed to start in roughly half an hour, and you want to get your name into that hat real quick. They're fairly relaxed. It's not like they are expecting any big names today. It seems to be an easy evening that the bar staff is expecting. And you get your drinks. What are you ordering for everyone? Because
I needed to inquire about the varieties of blood that they have for Lorenzo.
Yeah, we got everything. There's this very, very beautiful, tall... she reminds you a little bit of Lorenzo, actually. She has that really intense stare and those slightly sharpened canines. Incredibly beautiful woman. She's like, oh, of course we have blood. Any particular one you're interested in?
Well, not myself. I have a friend with me at Dampier. He wanted to know if we actually had Shadow Fae blood, and I don't know the legalities around that. Do you have?
Of course we do.
Shadow Fae blood?
You're nothing special in here, love. And she gets a bottle out, puts it on the table, opens it. Anything else?
Yes. I need something very small for a very small person. Could you just put some ale in a shot glass? And maybe... do I really want to give her alcohol? Can you make a Shirley Temple?
What's a Shirley Temple?
Essentially... Jesus, literally now Colin doesn't remember what's actually in a Shirley Temple. No, okay, fine. Just, one of the weaker ales.
Of course.
Who's Shirley Temple?
And they do have cocktails. They do have non-alcoholic cocktails. It's just I was like, do you have... I want you to headcanon who Shirley Temple is in this fucking world, is what I'm saying.
Dude.
Yeah, Shirley Temple. Well, obviously Shirley Temple was a celebrated paladin, of course. Renowned for her unshakable faith. I mean,
Paladins.
The moment she set out from the temple, she was absolutely sure that she would surely be a martyr. And so she was, and that is how she perished. Don't give me that look. I want one of those. I want whatever Shirley's drinking.
Shirley fell in
yeah.
the temple.
I can get you that with a side of DM inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Mark that fucking
take it.
advantage, you bastard. We're on fire today. I mean, literally, I will set them on fire at some point if this keeps going. But
Probably,
she
yeah.
is getting you a nice little Fuji cocktail together.
And for Phoebe,
Mm-hmm.
just a blue moon.
Of course.
Ah.
And it's a long glass, Tom Collins glass with no, that's a different one. Anyway, with blue and dark, a gradient, blue to dark, blue to black, and then a cube, well, a round ball of ice in the center that is with some illumination magic glowing like the moon, and the moon is rising.
Don't forget the orange.
Wow, that's so much nicer than the shitty can of Blue Moon that I was picturing in my head. That's so much nicer. All right, Phoebe gets
You're
a good deal out of this. And just water for myself, please.
Sure. Hands you all that on a nice little tray.
All right.
That's 2 gold, love.
2 gold. 2 gold. 2 gold. Do I have? I do. Yes, I do have some money. Okay, yeah, I can afford that. I think. Whatever. Yeah, I have 2 gold. I'm sure I do.
Enjoy.
I actually don't know how much money I have, but sure, let's go with 2 gold.
Doesn't fucking matter. You'll have 2 gold.
Money amount. Yeah. So yeah, Bastien carries the drinks back kind of slowly, peering around, trying to see basically anyone else in the room that is like carrying an instrument case, trying to like scout out any competition.
Make
like
me
perception or
a perception roll, yeah, or is it... No, that's still perception. I want to see if you notice him.
Notice who?
Isn't that the question?
I rolled a 16. All told.
You look around, and it's a couple of people that you would expect from a night like this. A couple of very young-looking folks with their guitars, dulcimers, lutes, flutes, just nervously looking around. You would find a few people that have been there for a long time that seem music bard battle hardened, and that immediately try and take some of the young ones under their wings and show off. Yeah, this is how it goes, and then you do that, and then you do that. Always use fairy fire. Like it's a tried one for a reason. Like fairy fire is fucking amazing. Then you have a few super introverted people in the corner, a few super extroverted ones trying to flirt with the audience, thinking that this will get them an edge. And that's where you spot him. Flirting with a young, very cool, very sort of queen bee surrounded by a group of friends, half orc. A woman. She's not impressed. She's like, as he's trying to tell her about all the songs he's written, about all the bands he's played in. You recognize him by his voice, by his slightly smarmy tone, by his very, very grating laughter, at least to your ears. Calvin de Rasmus. You know that's not his real name. But, you know, it seems to work on stage, and it would be quite rude to tell everyone his real name. So far, you've always held back, but you've kind of always hated the guy. He was in that big, quite famous band, and they needed a guitarist, dulcimerist. They needed a... someone playing actual instruments, because somehow he was always convinced that he never needed instruments. He could do all that with magic. Just, you know, a bit of magic effects. His voice would carry the rest. you disagreed. And you kept disagreeing. You disagreed all the time about everything. And eventually, you were suddenly no longer in that band.
You have no idea like how much several aspects of that backstory just triggered actual Colin. Um, seeing this chode hitting on a table of lovely half-orcs, Bastien... Oh god. I hate this guy so much. Is anything he is, Lydia, mechanically speaking, is anything that he's doing, would any of it conceivably constitute requiring a attack roll, saving throw, or ability check? Like, is he rolling persuasion rolls for flirting right now, essentially?
You know what? Sure.
Okay. Bastien just really quickly kneels down, unpacks his loot. God, I called it a loot now. Unpacks his dulcimer, and I'm ashamed. Unpacks his dulcimer and throws it around his shoulder, and just starts, like, strumming at a few notes really quickly. And then literally just, I think his somatic component here just says, like, fuck it up, and purposely hits an awful note. And I'm casting Unluck on that, a new deep magic spell. That gives him just immediate disadvantage on whatever he's attempting to do.
I will roll that while my dog is complaining at me, even though we were out 2 hours ago, Tara. Disadvantage. So he's trying to flirt with that half-orc, trying to impress her. Is that an actual one? No, that's a 7. And that's a 1. Fuck! And then he calls her by the wrong name.
Oh.
Is like, of course, Sandra, as we just talked, and he's taken aback by that himself, and she's chuckling and goes, "Are you done now? Because, man, this is not going to work. This is not going to happen. I'm just here to have fun with friends. Can you please move along?" Also, there's no nice way to tell you that, but your fly is open. Like, and he's
you hate to see
turning around and quickly zips up and just slinks away.
Ignatius!
He freezes. He turns around, sees you wave. Hey! Hey, I know you. Didn't we go to school or something together? Hey! I want to say, Barnabas, but... Hey, how have you been, man? How have you been?
You sure you...
Are you here?
You're sure you don't remember? You're sure nothing jogs your memory at all? You don't recall me the least bit?
Sorry, man. Did we have a thing? Like, this is embarrassing.
No, Yes, we went to school together. That's what it was.
Right.
Must have just
Oof,
slipped
that's
my
okay.
mind.
That's cool. I mean, there were so many people in class, right? I thought you know, cool. No, that's much.
You were
How
in a
have you
bunch
been?
of
What have you been
bands back
doing?
then, right? You played a whole lot of music back then, right?
Man, I was in so many bands. Which one? Which one was it?
Rising Star? I think that's where I saw you.
Oh, yeah, of course, Rising Star. Oh, and he looks down at your dulcimer. Oh, yeah, you were playing the lute, didn't you? Hey, man, how have you been? Barnett, Bastien. Bastien, I remember. My God, it's been ages.
Sure has. And you're still performing, I see.
Of
Doing well.
course. One of the regulars here, what can I say?
Oh, you're on the list. Is that the case?
Yeah, you know. They asked me to.
see. Huh. Tell me, does anyone ever get taken off the list once they're on it?
No. I mean, I don't know. I think you can rise in like the list. And
Oh.
are you gonna play today?
hypothetically.
Are you?
Well, I'm just curious, because hypothetically, you have to come out and do these bard battles every once in a while, and that means that every so often you could lose. And I just think that perhaps,
Oh, yeah.
under the right circumstances, if you
I
come out and
guess,
you
yeah,
lose...
I've never lost,
never
man.
lost.
I've never lost. No. Is this your first
It
time?
seems to me that losing particularly badly could be a reason to be taken off the list. I mean, if one were to completely embarrass themselves or something like that.
I wouldn't worry about that. I'm not worrying about that. But
And he claps him on the shoulder.
And you
See
hear-
on stage, Ignatius.
you hear many of the necklaces dangle. He has a shit ton of little amulets and necklaces. Very, very, like the shirt is down 5 buttons. Very flowy shirt. He has long, luscious locks, of course, windswept and interesting, artfully tousled, and just those perfectly manicured fingernails and a little bit of black under those bright green eyes. And yeah, man, see you on stage. It'll be so
Yeah.
great playing with you again, man. I missed playing with you. Yeah, I really do.
Yeah. Well, pardon me. I need to go tune my lute.
Sure, you go ahead. I'm gonna entertain your friends a little bit. Hi guys, first time here in the inn, Horngate Inn. He turns to Pickle.
Bastion's like looking over his shoulder at Pickle and everybody, just like, do whatever you want. I'm out, and he's gonna go backstage.
Can I try an insight roll to see if I
Yes,
pick up on
please.
this? Okay.
Yes, please. I'm gonna.
Can I join in
Well,
on that,
it-
actually? To
I
see if
rolled
I
real
understand
bad.
it?
That's what happened.
Yeah. I got 15.
Mm-hmm. Pickle
7.
and Lorenzo.
That'll be a 21.
Oh.
Pickle and Phoebe. This guy is suave, smooth. Yeah, he knows this place. He acts like someone who knows this place. Lorenzo, yes, he knows this place. Yes, he acts like someone who knows this place. But he's a little bit shaken. He's not as big of a fish as he thinks he is.
So what I was rolling
Yeah?
for was I was rolling to see what Bastien thought of him.
Oh, I see. Cool. I mean, that's... Were you two also rolling for Bastien, or are you rolling for
Yes.
our...
I wanted to know
Okay.
about this guy.
Oh, I was going to see if I picked up on Bastien's clues enough by like body language and stuff. That may have been a perception more so.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
I'm just asking, what are you trying to find out, basically? Phil and Phoebe.
For
what
me-
you said was what I wanted to know, whether or not I could tell if he was like legit.
The guy, the new bard.
Yeah.
Calvin. Ignacio. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is legit a bard. He is legit sure of himself, and he's kind of good looking. And he knows it. The worst. Yeah, that's all you get really from that. What was yours, Pickle?
Cool.
Just if he was being genuine and like trying to be nice with us, and
Yeah,
But I rolled
smile
a
he
7,
flashes at
so-
you. The smile he flashes at you seems incredibly genuine to you. Yeah. And Lorenzo, you were looking at Bastien and his
Mhm.
relationship with that guy. Yeah, Bastien
Yeah.
fucking hates his guts. Like, no doubt about it. The axe thing was spot on. That, yeah, hates the guy.
Okay.
And the guy is a smarmy bastard to you.
Okay. So I'm gonna let him do his talking before Lorenzo responds.
Oh, I'm scared. So you're traveling with my old pal Bastien then. Where are you guys from? Looks at Pickle. You look really interesting. I don't think I've seen your kind here. You enjoying yourself?
Her
Yeah.
kind.
she's like staring, just
Yeah. Yes. It's real nice in here.
That's really good. Yeah. Sorry. First time I'm seeing a. I don't want to be offensive. Rat folk? Is that the term?
Yes. That's me. I'm yes. But you can call me pickled fish. That's my name. So
That's a
nice-
good
it's nice to
name.
meet you.
That's a good name for an artist. My God. And he kisses your rat paw with that really, really just artistic bow and just a little flutter on your palm, on the back of your hand. Really nice meeting your acquaintance. You're a special one, I can tell.
yeah, it was nice to meet you too.
And what about you? My man, you look menacing. You've got that Brody act down. Good shit.
Bastard doesn't
Well.
like you.
Oh. Oh, I mean, we haven't seen each other in so long. I'm sure I was a bit of an asshole back in school. I'm not gonna deny it, but
Bastien is a good judge of character.
that's fair enough. Seems he's found himself some really good friends with you guys. No offense, man. You've got your loyalties. I can fully respect that. Would you like me to leave? And he looks towards Phoebe as well. If I'm not welcome here, that's totally fine, and I'm okay with that. I know what I come across as. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend anyone. And he looks into your eyes, Phoebe.
Oh, it's okay.
Cool.
Sometimes your
Nice.
light just shines a little too bright for some people.
I feel that. Sometimes, yeah. It's like some friendships just can't handle it. Right? I just need to be out
Hey,
there.
not
right? I
everybody's
need to
gonna get
share
you.
the light. Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't hide it, but not everybody's gonna get you.
Are you a songwriter?
Me? No. No.
You should be. You've got some really deep wisdom. I can tell.
Thanks.
I
think
am a
about it.
nocturnal creature. I hate all light. You should probably go away now.
Enjoy the show, guys. Enjoy the show. Nice meeting you. And he winks at Pickle and walks off to throw his name into the hat. You should be able... I wish I could show you what green room chat is like at the moment, because Colin is having a conniption. Colin, where are you? What is Bastien doing?
I mean, what Bastien is going through is nothing compared to what Colin was just going through having to watch that. Jesus. It's awful. Bastien is like puking in a trash can right now. Bastien is backstage just absolutely shitting bricks. I mean, just he's got his dulcimer in hand, and he's just kind of like frantically like running scales, just trying to like stay focused, and looking around, trying to get a sense of the competition, and paying particular attention for if Calvin is around. If he comes backstage, he doesn't want to admit this to himself, but if Calvin's around, he's not going to want to play if Calvin can even see him or hear him before the bard battle.
Because you're backstage, and have you thrown your name into the hat yet?
I thought I just did. Yeah, I thought we did handle that offhand.
Cool.
Basically.
Yeah. I figured that. I didn't know if you wanted to make a big scene out of it, but yeah, you've thrown your name into the hat and then went off to sulk backstage. Calvin is not coming backstage. Calvin is not a backstage kind of person. Whenever he can, he'll be front of the stage, front and center, and or with his adoring fans. And from a little such in the curtains, you can see that there are people who are here for Calvin, who will go, "Oh my God, you're playing again tonight!" And you know, fist bump here. Man, it's so good to see you again. I love it when you're on stage every time. So he is a known name here. You can tell that he wasn't entirely lying. He's probably done a couple of these bar battles, and most likely he's won his particular battles. You also, throwing your name into the hat, would have been told that though it's not a tournament, it's not one bard above all, it is a little back and forth. So what will happen is that the names being drawn, those bards compete against each other / with each other. The goal is to put on a good show, but there is one winner, which will be decided by applause. And they can use magic to create various sound effects, light effects. They can even use regular harming spells, if they use it creatively, to create a scene, to enhance the music they play. And then at the end, applause. The person who wins gets put on the list. The person who loses can try again in a few more months. You've been told about rules. At this point, you've been told about how it works. You've been told that when your name gets drawn, you'll be called on stage. So stick around, because it's not like you get there's no time table or anything like that.
Bastion's sitting there warming up, and he remembers the rules that he was told about when he signed up, about everything you just said, especially concerning use of magic. And it dawns on him that there's something he can actually do. And he puts the lute down. Oh my God, I gotta stop calling it a lute. This is killing me. He puts... It's around my neck right now, god damn it. There's no excuse for this. He puts the dulcimer back in the case and quickly shuts it. And he looks around for someone who looks like they're in charge or works here. Like look for the guy with the clipboard, basically.
Oh yeah.
Who's like marshalling back here. Hey, I need about 10 minutes. Do I have time to run real quick?
Oh, yeah, you should be fine. Smoking area is backstage. Out the door, left-hand side.
Oh, I didn't need... Do you have any, actually?
Yeah, aye. You want special stuff or just a ciggy?
Oh no, just a regular, just a calm your nerves sort of. Yeah.
Opens a little tin can, offers you beautiful little array of what in this world we basically just call cigarillos, brown paper, beautifully smelling of clove and other herbs.
Sorry, green room chat just got me. Oh, thank you. Cheers, man. And yeah, I could you keep an eye on this? And he like holds up the dulcimer case. Is there
Sure.
like a safe place I can leave this just a moment?
How long are you gone?
10:15.
Just hand it here. And he slings it around his shoulder.
Right, good man. Much appreciated. And he reaches in and pulls out like a gold. He's like, something just for your trouble.
Appreciate it. Cheers.
Sure. And Bastien comes. All of you guys like sitting outside of the table see Bastien come like from around the stage door, opens up and come like sprinting over to your table, and then like realize that he's running.
You have the drinks.
Stop halfway. Did I gave you? Did I never give you?
He gave you those.
I gave you.
Oh, he did. Okay.
He gave you those.
He comes running. He comes running across the hall. Realizes like halfway there that he's running and does one of those awkward like stop and then kind of try to strut and like straighten his hair a little bit. And I just knock my ear off. And comes back to the table. Oh, hey, like half breaking a sweat from having run over here.
Hey, where's the fire?
Yeah, sorry. Not a lot of time till showtime starts. Phoebe, could I borrow you for a moment?
Yeah, as long as you give me back.
That's good. Yes. Right this way. Lorenzo Pickle.
Yeah.
We'll see you all just a moment.
Okay.
And hold on. One moment while I
Godspeed.
let my cat out of my room.
Hey, if you guys get more drinks, get me one. I like this a lot. It's shiny.
So I'd like to find like a place in the bar. Add more truth to this, I guess. I'm looking for kind of a storeroom or something where we're not going to be easily disturbed, or like maybe like the cask room or something like that.
There is a green room of sorts for the bigger bands,
Ah.
and you can find your way in there. You're not supposed to be there technically, but it's not being used right now, and you are just lucky enough to get through there without running into anyone who would tell you that you're not supposed to be there. Like I said, it's a laid back night, so you find yourself in an area that is fairly nice, fairly simple, fairly nondescript, but there are clothes racks, there's a desk for, putting makeup on, there's lots of space as well.
Oh, this is perfect.
What's up?
Okay. How would you like to do some shadow magic?
Totally. Always.
Great. I know this spell. I haven't done it in a very long time, but I could use some help with. It's kind of complicated. It's a 10-minute long ritual. It takes a whole lot of steps and lots of chanting and candles. You might have heard of it. It's in the book. It's called Shadows Brought to Light.
Oh, we have a prayer for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that might. If you have a prayer for it, that might simplify some of the verbal components. We could use that. Could you teach it to me?
Also, yeah, I can write it down for you. Also, do you have a knife?
Oh, always, yes.
It's just a little,
The usual
Thing.
sort of.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just don't carry one.
Oh, no, I have my pocket knife. Should maybe get some very strong alcohol to clean in between uses. But yes, we could do that.
It's chill. I can heal it.
Oh, good point. All right. Let's do this. If this works, it could be potentially, frankly, hilarious, and I really, really hope this goes well. Calvin will hate it.
You think he'll like say something?
If he knows it was me, I'm sure he will. But no reason he has to know. Okay, so we need, and Bastien starts like frantically looking around the room for like anything that will suffice for this ritual. Like, all right, we need an altar cloth, but this tablecloth will do well enough. Just like rips a tablecloth off of a table, sends some like snacks flying, tosses it on the ground.
I have some incense.
You have some incense.
Yeah, I just carry one around just in case.
Oh, perfect. Do you have the tome on you?
Yeah.
You have that nice
What about
pocket
the book?
version, right?
Yeah, just a little book.
It's her travel size.
Just a little
Never
one.
leave home without it. Yeah. All right, perfect. That will do. Need to starts like taking like brushes, like makeup brushes from off of the tables and stuff, and like making like little inverted pentagrams with them and stuff, and sets up this whole really makeshift altar on the floor of the green room. And looks around for a cup, and just finds like whatever the Shadow Realm equivalent of a red solo cup is. Like places that at the center of the altar, and reaches into his pocket and gets out his pocket knife, and takes off his left hand glove, and you see the scar across his palm that is very prominent again, and he, all right, well, let's get started, and runs a knife across his palm and just like drops a few drops of his blood into the fantasy solo cup.
I still stand by that there are better places to do that, but no.
Yeah, it's
Tradition, I
close to
guess.
my hand. Tradition at this point, yeah.
Okay. Hand me the knife.
Oh yeah, here you go.
Phoebe will wipe off the knife, and then she has scars that are similar to Bastien's. She has them on the top of her forearm, and they're in like 3 parallel lines, and she'll just kind of open them again very briefly.
And Bastien like
Okay,
holds
ready?
the cup up to her arm, try to like catch it.
Okay, tell me when. I'll say the prayer.
Okay, and he lights the candles and mutters a very, very brief incantation to himself. It seems like this spell, the emphasis is not on the incantation, it's more about trying to emulate whatever act the other person will be doing. So Bastien just starts playing just a few notes, and then just keeps randomly tossing in, just like... That's probably good enough.
Ready?
And yes, proceed.
Phoebe just kind of closes her eyes and recites a prayer from her book. It goes, "To see the truth, to know the way, we tread where all the shadows play. They dance around us, hidden fast, the remnants of mistakes gone past. A sacrifice in rows of 3, the blood of darkness calls to thee. By all the power of moon and night, we see your secrets brought to light.
Is that yours? Did you write that?
Yeah.
It's really, really good. That's. Do you mind if I put that to music?
No, go ahead. I can write it down for you.
Yeah, please. I don't have time to think about it now, but if you could, yeah, that would be. Yeah. And the candles as she finishes the prayer, the candles that Bastien lit around the tablecloth flare up for a moment. They flare red, flicker blue, and then flare back down. Oh, I think she liked it. All right.
So are you ready?
Well, as I will be.
Hey, you're gonna do great.
Thanks.
For us, your music's like
Just,
a beacon of moonlight.
wow, that's high praise. Coming from the Moon Priestess herself. Right. I should go back, join the others, and get my dulcimer back.
Yeah, I should do something about this.
Oh yeah, you might want to close that up. Oh, before I go, Phoebe, could you hand? Would you mind?
Oh, yeah. I'll cast Cure Wounds. Just take
On
a
my
thing in.
hand. Thanks. Yeah. All right.
Wait, it's not. Wait. I know what I'm supposed to say here. Break a leg.
I'll think about it.
Figuratively.
And Bastien, shuffles, does the awkward shuffle backward out the door move, and heads back to rejoin the other bards.
I'll go back to my table. With a
as you
slightly
do-
bloody arm.
A little bit wrapped around, a little bit of the tablecloth. Nobody will notice. But as you do head back, you spend a little bit of time drinking together, getting to know some of the other bards, because not all of them are assholes. And you're waiting anxiously, eagerly for the first name to be drawn. It's not you. It's not Calvin either. It's two women. Both actually hug each other when their names get drawn, and they're like, oh my god, I haven't played with you in so long. I'm so happy that we finally get to do this again. Let's give them a good show. And it's purely supportive. The song they play is... It's one they've played together before, you think, Bastien? It doesn't seem rehearsed as such, but they know each other quite well, and they harmonize beautifully. The spells they cast, one of them uses hypnotic pattern, and as it weaves through the crowd, it turns into jumping fish, flying fish, coming out and out and out of the water in various rainbow colors. It's beautiful. Meanwhile, the other one creates little dancing lights that at the end of the audience, the fish jump into, like through rings, and when they do, they vanish. The crowd loves it, and the applause in the end is almost equal. The one that started singing is the one that wins in the end. Shadow Fae she is, and she was definitely the one sort of leading the melody while the other one did the harmonies, but there is no bad blood between them at all. Another name gets drawn, a very young, nervous bard. possibly elf-marked, half-elven. You're pretty sure that it's their first time on stage, and they shake hands awkwardly with their opponent, who is giving them a benevolent smile, but easily maneuvers him around in song and melody. He's a little bit on the older, a little bit on the huskier, heavier side, and he plays violin like a young god, dances around, his age suddenly gone. He is really good at what he does, and it's very clear early on that the young person is just trying to keep up. They use all forms of thaumaturgy magic, in the sense that they create reverberating sound effects throughout. It's like partly a church, a cathedral echoing, and it's really ethereal, beautiful. But again, in this case, the older man wins quite easily, and the younger bard is happy to concede. Then you see some battles that are a bit awkward.
Now that I've seen
Yeah.
Now that I've seen a good number of battles.
Yes.
I want to look around in the audience for. I imagine there's okay. It's like every crowd. There's some people there who are just happy to be there and are going to cheer for everything, because they just love the music. And then some people are really picky. I want to look around for the least impressed looking person in this room.
That would be Lorenzo.
Okay, the second least impressed looking person other than Lorenzo.
That would be someone you see on one of the tables fairly close to the stage, and you see them taking notes every now and then. Nodding, or most often shaking their heads. They are a fairly dark-skinned elf, not Shadowfae though. Dressed in simple clothes, but there is a sense of elegance to those clothes. Nothing showy, but quality.
Someone taking notes, you said, though.
Mm-hmm.
At the top of that. I don't want to fuck with that. I want someone directly in that person's eye line. Either at the same table or right nearby. This is for you can continue narration. This is for future reference. I'm going to come back to that person for when I'm performing. Okay. But I just want to make sure I have that locked down ahead of time.
Cool. There are a couple of people nearby, and he does occasionally look around. So at this point you feel like you figure out roughly what these bard battles are like. It's not just one spell they use several of them. And yeah, they use spells you would know to be harmful, normally purely for creative purposes and for enhancing purposes. There's a couple of duds as well, obviously. There's some bards who don't know their spells, or it doesn't work the way they thought. And eventually, you hear your name called. And then you hear his name called.
Of course. Bastien comes around the curtain, kind of not flashy, walks out carrying his dulcimer in his left hand, and sees his friends and just gives a very short, just kind of, and walks up to
I'll walk up to the stage, like, so I'm just in front row, like.
And the stage isn't like that tall. the stage isn't that tall either, so you're like not even that far below.
It's just awkward. He's just awkward at this point.
Pickle, should we help?
Yes.
Okay.
And
We also
just as
go.
a little, yeah, as a little back thing, I want Pickle to have taken. She has some parchment with her, so I want her to have taken that parchment and a piece of chalk, and she very crudely, with her horrible handwriting, wrote "Good luck, Bastien." Made 2 of those. One she tacked up on the wall over the name. And I'll spend my inspiration if you want to make that happen. Like, I'll 100% that's happening. But then the other one she's gonna have to hold up as like a little sign to cheer him on. And she would have offered if I've got extra parchment. So if anybody wanted to also make a sign, she's got extra parchment and chalk. So
If
Tell you
Pickle's down, could Lorenzo just pick her up as she holds the sign? So that's like a double sign.
100%, 100%.
Tell you what, with that inspiration now spent, that auto crit, you don't just manage to get that name on the wall. You manage to have someone come up to you and ask you, "Who's that?" And with unbelievable charisma that it seems to come out of nowhere. Maybe it was the second drink you ordered that wasn't exactly a temple of Shirley, and that gives you a little bit of a whew. You persuade this person that this man, Bastien, I forgot your second name actually. Do you use this to surname as well? Are you going by that, or?
He's not. He has a surname, but he wouldn't be using it here.
He wouldn't be using it. I figured.
No, he wouldn't be using it.
I'm saying Pickle bought maybe herself alcohol. I don't want to put that sort of roofing onto anyone, but yeah. So yeah, you managed to persuade this person that Bastien is this incredibly gifted, talented bard from Midgard who is finally playing here in the Horngate Inn, and you've been looking forward to hearing him here, and your enthusiasm and your excitement just carries that other person along, and they get their friends to the stage as well. When they hear the name, they're like, oh, there's a really nice rat folk told me about that guy. Let's go to the stage. And there's actually, it's that moment in the evening when you realize things are changing. Now it's actually evening. It's no longer the support. It's now we're getting somewhere. And there's more and more people in front of the stage now, as you see your friends coming up as well, you standing there. Ignacio Calvin is not there just yet. He's been walking up, but you see him sort of waiting in the wings.
He's on the waiting in the wings, other side of the stage. Bastien picks up his dulcimer, tunes it a few more times, and then kind of puts his hand on it and strums a few notes and just kind of looks to Calvin like, "What's up, man? We doing this or what?"
And as you say that, and he starts to notice that you're beginning, and that as you're beginning, more importantly, the crowd does fall silent and is starting to listen. You see a little twitch.
Bastien totally wasn't expecting that at all. Like, he started playing and everyone got quiet, and he's like, "Fuck."
Can I just have Lorenzo awkwardly cheer when everybody's getting quiet? Because he just completely misses the cue. He's like, "I am excited for this because Bastien is playing, and that is who I'm excited for."
It's every show my mom was ever in the crowd for.
Bastien, on your next roll, you gain advantage because Lorenzo's helping you and your whole team is helping you. There will be a few rounds of this, and what we're going to do is we're going to sort of narrate how we're trying to take the melody from each other and taking the lead in this musical piece. Now, you can use a spell to enhance that, and I would say we'll start with a cantrip. How many level spells do you have?
Up to second level.
Second level.
Little,
So let's do
little
let's
light on the
do
spell slots
3
right
or
now, because I have-
okay. Let's do 3 or 4 rounds. One big finale that is open, but starting with a cantrip, first level, second level. And see
Okay.
what it does. So as you start playing and as the crowd is going, and Calvin notices, hold on. He immediately is getting them on his side. He just marches out in a cacophony of sounds that you can see is coming from his voice, and over your playing, which is beautiful and which is wonderful, you can hear him say, "Hello, Horngate Inn!" And it's echoing through the place. It is taking immediately everyone's attention as the sound travels and reverberates again and again and again. And you see him clad in a mantle of gold, in a mantle of light that is then shimmering in various different colors as a special glamour engulfs him, as he's a glamour bard, and he uses the mantle of inspiration on himself because he's a selfish prick. And your ritual unfortunately failed. You made that charisma check. So
behind the scenes, listeners, in green room, he passed his check that I imposed on him from that blood ritual.
Yeah, I know, blood rituals. What could go wrong? But he gives himself inspiration with that mantle on the next check. What would you like to do? How would you like to start this first round of cantrips? As you still have the music, have the main melody going.
Yeah, Bastien, as he starts, Bastien, I'm just gonna set up. Bastien's gonna appear, is gonna do his best. Bastien is rattled as hell right now by this display that this guy just put on. But he is gonna do his best to keep it under control and just try to play along. So Bastien, as he starts playing, Bastien, it's like, okay, we're gonna take this. It needs more high energy. It needs to be bigger. So he starts just. And he's looking straight toward the guy at the front row who was like not terribly impressed. And he's going to, just in advance, as he's playing, he's kind of like doing some unnecessary dalliances on the dulcimer fretboard and weaving in some quickie somatic components in there to cast Obtuse on the guy in the front row. Obtuse is just that the next time he has to make a wisdom save, you have to roll a d6 and subtract from the roll. I'm setting this guy up for round 2.
Wonderful. And you start playing, and the melody is driving. It gets the people going. They are here for it. They're all feeling this is now the evening beginning. This is no longer amateur hour. And especially with your friends at the front, just jiving along, everything is beautiful. Obtuse, I'm assuming the guy can save against it?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, he has to make a wisdom save now. And if he fails that, on the next time he has to make a wisdom save, he gets a d6 subtracted from it.
I don't think he failed with a 15. I'm very sorry.
I can do no right today. All right.
And the guy shakes his head a little bit and looks up and then notices that it's starting. So far he wasn't impressed, and then he's paying attention. But you can feel that your music didn't quite reach him. He hadn't been paying attention just yet. That's when Calvin is starting to sing, and you do know he has a beautiful singing voice, and his echoing, he's reverberating, is sort of using your music, your strings, your dulcimer to support himself as his voice lifts up and up and up. And you feel like almost it's hard to keep track. It's hard to keep track what's your music and what's his. It's all mixing up in a beautiful, beautiful sound, but who is leading that sound? You're not 100% sure. And then you feel that old-fashioned insecurity that you always felt when you were on stage with him, that he was such a beautiful and convinced of himself, self-confident person, and you were not. Make me a wisdom save as he casts abhorrence on you.
Abhorrence, that is a savage name for a spell.
I know.
I rolled a natural 1.
So the next time you make any charisma check, you subtract a d6 from that spell.
I almost took that spell too. Damn.
You still have the round itself to beat, but that is going to be a performance check. So you've tried to set the guy up, but it failed, and he is setting you up to fail.
First?
Sorry? You were breaking up there. I didn't hear it.
Yeah. Hold on, just a moment.
Colin?
Yeah, sorry. I can hear you fine, but yeah, it broke up.
Okay.
Video broke up quite a bit for a while there. Can you hear me?
Yes. So you've set yourselves up for this first round, and it's now a contested performance check. You still have your advantage from your friends, but you will subtract your d6 from that performance roll. Meanwhile, he too has advantage from his own spell.
So I can't cast. My question was like, I can't cast another spell right now though before rolling this performance check, right?
No, because your first thing was a cantrip, and that one didn't work. I also rolled a natural 20.
I rolled a 6, so that's on the die. I rolled a 12 in total. I have a 6 performance, so.
Natural
Can I ask
kid,
what this
but...
Can I ask what this looks like to us? Like, are we seeing Bastien get musically fucked up right now?
Oh yeah, you see him struggle, and you hear the occasional discordant note that is very clearly coming from his dulcimer, while Calvin is managing to just surf around it and pick up where Bastien is failing to still entertain the crowd. You see the promoter nodding along in appreciation. Now, in the second round... Yes, what do you want to do?
I was gonna say, can I try and slyly bless him? Because I can bless like 3 people. If I make it look as though I'm blessing Phoebe and Pickled Fish, and can I just be sly about sending one to Bastard?
If you make me a sleight of hand check, yes.
Okay.
Keep in mind you still have your advantage, your DM inspiration from last time.
Okay, I'm looking at my sleight of hand. I get +2, and I rolled a 19. 21.
Nobody seems to notice. Not Calvin, not even Bastien. Certainly not the stern-looking man at the table, as you feel a supportive glance from Lorenzo, a supportive stern nod from Lorenzo that lets you remember that you are no longer that kid in the band, outdone by the big singer. You're your own person, you've pressed people, and you get the effect of the bless spell for the duration of this bar battle.
So I'm just gonna kind of look at Bastien. There's just gonna be like the most subtle flick of lightning in his eyes, and he's gonna go, "Take us home again," and that's it.
Love
Now, for the
you.
second round, Calvin is going to lead because he is now leading. And you've been playing a little while, not much magic used, just a little bit of flourishes here and there. You've been playing for roughly a minute or so, which is when he decides to use his enthralling performance. Not a spell as such, just something he is able to do as a bard of glamour. And as he's swirling and swaying, and the light still around him, that mantle still around him, shimmering in all different colors, you see that light hitting several audience members' eyes, and whenever it does, they just smile, a beautiful, bright smile, completely taken with this performance. In particular, 4 people will have to make a wisdom save against his spell save DC or be charmed by him, idolizing him, speaking in only the best, highest praises. And you know what? It's going to be, of course, the man at the table. It's going to be, of course, your 3 companions. 3 of you, roll me a wisdom save, please.
So note, Phoebe and Pickle are blessed. I am not.
Yes. You'll be happy to hear that the promoter, and that's what he is, also rolled a natural 20 in this. He's not impressed by Calvin's trick.
This isn't good.
That's-
Lorenzo rolled a 12.
Pickle? You muted.
We can't hear you.
I rolled a nat 20, so 24
Nice.
total.
You You are fine.
Oh!
You don't care about this guy. His magic is cool, but you've seen shimmery lights before. You can make shimmery lights in your sleep. It's not that impressive. You're not sure why Lorenzo is suddenly attempting at a smile. You've never seen Lorenzo smile like that. And as Savvy is burying herself in her shawl, I have a hunch. I know whether Phoebe failed or passed. And Phoebe, you wish you could have spoken to this guy a little more. He seems actually quite interesting as he was at your table earlier. I mean, he complimented you quite nicely. Maybe you should write a song with him. That would be fun. You know, you've Bastien, you've sang before together, but this guy seems to know what he's talking about, and maybe, you know, he's really good looking.
I mean, he is really good looking.
Yeah, totally.
Bastien, you notice your friends who were just having eyes for you, supporting you, nodding to you, blessing you. You notice their gaze shift towards Calvin, as so many friends before.
Like, Lorenzo even puts down Pickle. And it's just like, just only looking at Calvin.
What kind of first level spell or your own bard class would you like, ability would you like to use for this?
Oh god. That's useless, that's useless, that's useless, that's useless. When the player's handbook uses the word, when the player's handbook uses the word ally, that always means not you, right?
Technically, yeah, but this is a little bit more open in terms of how you use spells.
Okay. Because basically, I have Inspire Greatness, which is supposed to be for allies, but it's basically what he just did. I get to give, it lets me give Bardic Inspiration to myself if you were to construe it this way.
Yes, you can do that.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not Bardic Inspiration. It's just... No, it doesn't make any sense. Never mind. I take it back. It doesn't actually make any sense for me because it adds Charisma modifier. No, what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick with my original plan. Bastien doesn't know what else to do. I mean, he's now pretty disheartened that any of this is going to even work, but... No, you know what? Fuck my original plan. Get a better idea. Bastien is going to cast Fey Glamour on himself. Which is as simple as abilities get. It's just next time I use something charisma-based, I have advantage.
How do
Let's
you
get
do it?
glittery,
Please
baby.
describe in the narrative how you're trying to fight back.
He feels himself absolutely stumbling. Actually, I think I like this one better. Getting just these stupid notes wrong and getting things wrong he's never gotten wrong before. And he's just watching two of his best friends admire the person he hates most in the world. And he reaches down and he's so out of it that he's kind of lost the melody a bit, and he's like a half a beat behind, just trying to keep up, and then kind of snaps himself into it. And he looks down at his hand where he just cut his palm with Phoebe a few minutes earlier, and while it's healed, it's still a little bit raw, a little bit red. And there's actually a streak on the back of the neck of his dulcimer. There's a streak of blood down the back of it from where he's played after performing these rituals many times. So his blood, sweat, and tears are quite literally in this instrument. And he takes a look at his hand and looks at that bloody streak and runs his hand up the neck, feels kind of the whole length of it, and then takes a deep breath and remembers one of the oldest tricks that any young Shadowfae bard learns, how to cast a little bit of glamour. And he reaches up and touches his gem and wraps his palm around it for a moment, says a brief bit of the prayer to Sarastra that Phoebe taught him just minutes ago. Mumbles it, what he can remember of it. Doesn't quite, sure he doesn't have all the words down perfectly, but as he remembered it, he just tries to focus on Phoebe's voice and lets it go. And then completely tries to take the song away from Calvin. He wants to take it in a completely different direction and bring it down to something soft and somber. Which sounds kind of like this.
Gotcha, boo. And you do it with a discordant note that halts everything. And that seems to shake everyone for a second before you start playing again in a slow, soft way. And we're doing another performance check for this. He does not have advantage on it, it's just a straight one for him.
I do, because of that Fey Glamour. There's the natural 20.
Oh, Jesus! I rolled an 18. I thought I had this. Okay.
So with that, that's a 26 in total for me.
Jesus. So you notice him just stumble for a second because he was just about to bring this into a super nice little rhythm with everyone dancing and everyone shaking, and then he just yanked the rug underneath his feet. And as you start that little melody, it's taken him a little bit too long to come up with a way to accompany you in that. And you take the melody on into the next round. How would you like to do that?
Could I jump in really quick?
Yes, you can.
So Pickle is going to attempt to cast Mist of Wonders. which is a deep magic spell.
Yes, it is.
So would you like
'cause
a sleight
I
of
tried
hand
to take that
first?
for him. Yes, please. Because you're technically
Okay.
not supposed to help. I wanted to take that for the bard,
and
but it's not a
then-
bard spell.
It's nice though, isn't it? And then I've still got bless going on, so I rolled another 20.
It's a feast or famine
And
kind of battle.
that's a new dice too. I retired the other one because I got the 20 out of it. Okay. So that's a 22 total. Plus
Yeah,
bless.
you managed to even make it look like
Um,
it's coming from Bastien.
Yes. Okay, perfect. So, Mist of Wonders, creatures inside the colorful mist see odd shapes in it and hear random sounds that don't make any sense. Any first level spell that's cast in the mist by another caster or that travels through the mist is affected by its strange nature. Caster must make a con save when casting the spell. On a failed save, the spell transforms into another first level spell that the caster knows, and it doesn't have to be prepared. The original target or targeted area can't be changed, and cantrips are unaffected.
Right, is that you as the caster, or is that him?
That's anything in the mist. So I'd like to pretend that it kind of focuses on Bastien and kind of like fog machines out from him. And it's like this nice rainbow, sparkly, glittery mist that just kind of slowly is enveloping the stage and kind of maybe spilling out onto the first couple of rows of crowd. That's the word. And yeah, so everybody kind of within that area.
It's beautiful to look at because within the fog, everyone is starting to see moments of vulnerability from their own life, little shapes that remind them of someone they love or loved, little moments that remind them of something pretty deep-reaching and serious that fits Bastien's melody incredibly beautifully. But it's not sad. It changes color. It is optimistic and hopeful in a way. And what do I need to roll for Calvin? You're muted, love.
I keep muting myself. It's only if he casts a spell, he has to make a con save.
Con save. So I'm going to roll that for his next spell now.
Okay.
It's a 13.
I think mine is a 14.
Fuck. Cool. So
Got that high int.
his spell, whatever it is, will turn into a different spell that he is not intended for, which means Bastien, take it away in round 3.
Bastien, now that he has everyone's attention, he brings the melody back down to somewhere very soft and somber. And he has a song he's been working on for a while that he had not planned on showing anyone. But he feels desperate after how badly he got embarrassed in the first round. And realizing that he has the momentum and that this is, if there's a time, this is probably it. He's going to try to break out what he's been working on very quickly and hope that it brings him home. So he looks down at his friends, 2/3 of which are not looking at him, and plays as best he can. then he's going to cast Earworm Melody on fucking Calvin. And you're going to dance for me, you son of a bitch. He's going to make... Oh, we have to make a con save, don't I? Yeah.
Make me a con save first, because you are in that mist as well, but you still have the bless, remember?
You still got my bless.
Uh-huh.
I'm not your fan anymore, but I'm still your bro.
I rolled a 2.
Jesus Christ.
So it's not Earworm Melody you're casting. How
So
many
what is it I'm
other
casting?
spells? A random one, I think it is. Technically, I think it says the GM's choice.
It does say
What
GM
other-
discretion.
What-
Agonizing Mark. Lacerate. Power Word Kneel.
How many spells? Roll me a dice that fits the number, and I'm assuming you have them numbered one by one.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a total of 7 spells, not counting cantrips. Unless you want the cantrips too, but 7 level
Of that
spells.
level.
Of that level. Only there's 4, so
Roll me a d4. And if it's the same one, it is the same one. That's fine.
okay. Well, no. Here's the deal. That is a first level spell. I think we're at the second level spell round right now, but I was using a first level spell anyway. Does that
That's
matter?
fine. You're casting. You're using any of the other 4 then.
Of course, I got Agonizing Mark.
How are you casting Agonizing Mark on him?
So this is going to be pretty strange for everybody in the audience. A ray of black energy issues forth from you. Anytime you deal damage to the target, it has to make a charisma save. On a failed save, it falls to prone as its body is filled with torturous agony. So...
I'm making a charisma save for him now. And that is a 17, I think.
Well, he's fine then.
18, actually. He's fine. You
Yeah,
burst
okay.
into this black, kind of scary-looking creature, and for a moment the audience is taken aback. Some quite like it, some think it's cool. But Calvin is not too impressed by it. And will instead try and take your melody, the one that you wrote in Midgard, surrounded by your friends, surrounded by new life that you never thought you'd find, and that you love so much, and he'll try and make that melody his. As he starts singing to it, lyrics that you would not really approve of, but that sing of heartache in a contrived, in a way over the top fashion. You're not here for that. It's too soft for that level of agony he puts in there, but kind of fits the spell you just accidentally cast, and the audience seems to be on board with it. As they start to feel heartache, that mist, that pickle cast, that little moment of melancholy, always interspersed with hope, always interspersed with something positive, something optimistic that is so typically pickle, that fit your song so well, is turning sad. It's turning into sorrow. It's a strong emotion. And the audience combined. And yeah, why not? All of you will make me a charisma save, including Pickle.
And including me?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. The audience rolls a 7 and fails. What about you guys? Starting with
Lorenzo
Phoebe.
rolls a 23.
Ooh, are we still blessed?
Yes.
Yes.
8.
7.
And Bastien.
Sorry, 17.
17. You managed to make it, Bastien and Lorenzo. That heartache, you know it's cheap, you know it's a glamour. But the audience is taken by it. Pickle and Phoebe are taken by it. You see their faces fall. You see them swaying with his song that is a bastardized version of your song. And you make
Am I
your
still-
performance
Oh,
check.
sorry.
You are still, yeah, you're in this for an hour, my friend.
Ooh,
make
damn, he
your-
got me.
Performance roll with disadvantage, Colin. And he makes it with advantage.
One of my, with disadvantage, of course, rolled a natural 20, but the other one was an 8, so...
And I rolled a 19 and a 4. As
the
Calvin
advantage?
wins. Yeah. The third round. And with that takes your song. And takes the win.
Bastien unstraps his lute. God, I'm calling it a lute even now. That's how fucking upset I am. Bastien unstraps the dulcimer. And you hear the... as he walks off stage.
I hate
Leaves
that
the
this
dulcimer
is
behind.
what's in character, but Lorenzo's going fantastic. Fantastic.
And Phoebe and
And
Lorenzo,
Pickle's like,
you
No.
Yeah.
No,
you
just,
still
she's-
love your friend. You're still here for Bastien, but you both can't help seeing with such clarity that Calvin is just a better bard and probably always will be. He's so great. He's so handsome, he's so strong, he's so gifted, he's so talented. As he leaves the stage to bask in the glory of his adoring fans, his audience. Absolutely here for it. His audience is screaming, shouting, people asking for autographs, people want to touch him. And he's won. And Phoebe, Lorenzo, you think he's won? Justly so. You don't even think about Bastien, who's walked off backstage.
Maybe we could get Calvin to teach Bastien.
That's a good idea. I said it before, but he has a real shining light.
I didn't see it before, honestly, but he's incredible.
Do you want to go talk to him?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And you walk up to him as people call for a little bit of a break. All right, we've had our first 5 bards. We have another 5. Don't go anywhere. Get your drinks, get your food. We'll see you again in half an hour. And there's a little bit of lightheartedness after this sad song that was so touching. And you come up to Calvin, who's turning around. Oh, hi.
I feel perhaps I might owe you a bit of an apology from before.
No hard feelings. You got a support friend, right? And he was really good. He was with a little bit of practice. He can go places.
It would be wonderful if perhaps you could. I mean, what you did with this song was just maybe it'd be. Anyway, Phoebe. He's like not used to being this hype over somebody.
Lorenzo had this great idea that, I mean, you and Bastien on stage together is like incredible. That like
Right.
maybe you guys could jam sometime.
I mean, if he wants to, I'm totally here for it. Like, I feel a little bit bad for not remembering him right away. I'm sure that kind of fucked his confidence a little bit. I've played with so many people, young talents, some not so talented folk. He's definitely one of the talented ones. He's good. He's good. He's just so is in
He's so
his own
good.
head. Like, yeah. But I'm better. How's he doing? Midgard, is that where you guys from?
Yes.
Yeah. We didn't really mean to find ourselves here, but here we are, you know. The gods work in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
Did he come through the what are they called? The tumbles.
We came through the low roads.
Yeah.
Bastien was able to see us safely through with his music.
Right. I just thought the tumbles are usually the place where people come through from Midgard. They're always so confused. It's cool. Some really interesting people end up here through that.
I mean, we're pretty interesting people.
Yeah,
you are. Now, I will say, I really appreciate your compliments. Let's talk in an hour, because people get really worked up after a performance, and sometimes they're not quite in their right mind. I wouldn't want to take advantage of that. I really appreciate you guys. I really think you've got a lot of wisdom, and you've got a lot of heart and loyalty, and you know, energies are so high right now. Energies are so searing hot. It's good to cool down a little bit. But I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to be a friend. We can
that'd be
have a look around the city.
incredible.
Yeah, that sounds great.
In an hour.
Yeah. You know what? And he hands you a little piece of paper, basically another coupon, but for the performers. Like, it's on the house. Just, you know, get a drink, see if you can find Bastien, get him a drink, he'll need one. He'll be fine. I'll see you in an hour, guys.
Totally.
Yeah. Bye,
And he
Calvin.
walks off to be adored by some more of his fans. You do notice he keeps a distance, as in the audience that was glamoured. He is not taking advantage of that. He is trying to be polite, and of course he fucking enjoys it, but he's not that much of a shitbag. The promoter shakes his hand. Great performance as always. Definitely earned your spot further up the list. And you go back to your booth and get a drink.
Oh my god, I almost forgot. We should check on Bastien at some point.
Yeah, I thought he would have come back.
There's only his dulcimer on the stage, in the dark, on the ground.
I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah, you should get that.
Yeah.
He took a hard loss.
You get the dulcimer and go back to your table. Meanwhile, Pickle, you head backstage. You're small enough, nobody notices really. No Bastien.
She will, look around and ask a few. If there's stagehands, she'll ask, "Oh, did you see where he went? Did he leave?"
Last performer? Yeah, just out the back, where it says smoking area. It's the back door.
Thank you.
And she'll kind of chase off that direction.
Make me a survival check to see if you can find him.
Am I still blessed?
How
Has
long
it
does
been
it
long
last?
Ew, I should check that. I don't think it lasts that long.
Okay.
I want to say it's a minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's
thinking.
yeah, okay. So I rolled a 12 total.
Yep, up to a minute.
You find nothing at first. You wander around a little bit. And how long do you keep searching?
I mean, she'll keep looking. She kind of, she saw what went down, so she wants to, find him and comfort him, I guess. Yeah, just she wants
So
to be
Pickle
the
stays
friend.
out for a little while. And you guys are staying in your booth. Are you doing anything in those 40 minutes that you still have the glamour on you? Are you trying to do anything with that or with anything?
I'm probably just gonna go and buy a round for everybody. So you just walk up to the bar. Just type O shadow elf, whatever the hell this is, and I take the empties of everybody's drinks.
The woman definitely you can immediately recognize a Dampier when you see one. Winks at you, hands you the drink. No questions asked. You pay.
Just smiles back. Give her the money. Oh, and I'm also gonna just take a quick look at her finger to see if there's a signet ring.
There is something signet-like on a... It's not a ring, but it's a seal-like thing on a black choker around her neck.
Just nods, goes back to the table, drinks his Fey blood. I'm sure he'll be fine. Oh, wait, what was that?
Lydia, I have a question, actually. Is everybody still, I guess the people that were like under the glamour like us, are they like, they're like visibly worked up or excited?
Yeah. There's the ones that were really under the glamour are just you three and the promoter. Actually, no, the promoter passed his save, but he was still impressed by, him winning. Then you also have the audience just being generally impressed by his performance.
Okay. Since we're still sitting here, since Calvin made that comment about like how after shows people tend to get like really, heated and worked up and everything, I would like to cast, I guess, on us and then anybody within, I think it's a 20-foot sphere. I want to cast Calm Emotions. So us, you can willingly fail, but us and everyone has to make a charisma saving throw.
I'll say you will make me that charisma saving throw because it's kind of fighting his effect. So if you pass the saving throw, how shall we play that? If you pass the saving throw, your spell doesn't come into effect and you're still charmed by Calvin. If you fail the save, so this is a roll you want to fail, then you are free of all effects. Just calm.
Yeah, I think she's working off of him making that comment of like, everyone's just always so worked up.
I rolled that one.
Well,
good.
Keeping with the theme, I rolled a 3. So
that's good though. That's good because that means you fail your own spell, which means your own spell.
I have a +2, a 5. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's still a fail is good.
Yes.
You feel that calmness wash over you. You recognize it as artificial, as a source of magic, but it washes away those thoughts you had, those strange thoughts about Calvin. and his magnificence and his performance. And you're like, hold on. You still think he was good. He still won that bard battle pretty fair and square. But that crush feeling is subsiding.
He tricked me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we need to find Bastien.
Yeah.
No. And I would like to immediately go and try and find wherever Bastien is.
Now, Bastien did not want to be found, but Pickle has been looking for an hour longer than you guys, so you guys will probably not find him right away unless he comes back towards the inn. However, Pickle eventually, and just as you're about to give up, you see two familiar horns, a silhouette just briefly lit up against one of the lanterns. A Bastien walking sadly, slowly.
Bastien, is that you?
And she runs forward.
Hi, Pickle.
Oh, I've been looking everywhere for you. It was so amazing, and the way that you played was so incredible. And you really have to teach me how to play that one day, because it's so exciting to watch you play, and that was just so wonderful. And I'm glad that we were able to watch you do it.
Well, you were at least. So there's that. The other two seem to enjoy Calvin.
Well, I mean, he was okay, but you know, it's your playing was just with so much more heart, and he had to rely on so much magic, but you did really well.
Thank you, Pickle. Bastian's totally smoking a cigarette that he bummed from somebody on the way out of the building. I wish I hadn't played that song. And I wish he hadn't taken it away from me like that. It's like he's ruined it.
Well, sometimes I think people do things to appreciate them more, if that makes sense. There was one time I was trying to make this bracelet, and I just was trying so hard to find a way to make it, and I ended up copying what my teacher did. But I did it because it was so beautiful and I loved it, and I really wanted it for myself, and that doesn't probably sound that positive, but I think he knew that your song was so much better, and he wanted it for himself because you were able to make something that was really, really pretty, and he knew he couldn't beat you if he tried to do it on his own. So I guess maybe that's why he did it.
Well, that's very nice, Pickle. I appreciate what you're trying to do, but Calvin, he can have my song if he wants it. I wasn't trying to impress Calvin with that song. It wasn't written for him.
Well, I think he was pretty impressed by it if he tried to take it from you.
And she kind of like pats him on the leg as far up as she can, like a back pat, but not.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't meant for him. And I never should have played it.
Well, I'm glad you played it. I thought it was really beautiful. And it was like you were speaking from the heart. And that's how you should always play things.
I was. I certainly was, Pickle. It's just... I don't know, Pickle. I don't know as much I don't know about you, but I just hope that in your life, if there does come a time when you speak from the heart the same way I did, that the person you want to listen actually pays attention.
You were playing it for someone, weren't you? Very particular someone.
You're very perceptive, Pickle.
And she like takes his hand.
You know that she still heard it. And I'm pretty sure there was some weird magic going on, so you can't take that reaction just as it was, but you know she still heard it. And she knows it's from your heart.
Maybe that's true, Pickle, but it was the first time she ever heard it, though. And now I'll never get another first time to play it for her. That's his now. He took something else from me, the bastard.
Well, you'll get another chance. When it comes from the heart, it doesn't matter how many times it's been said before.
Nothing new under the sun. Pickle, do you... And he reaches down and kind of like scoops up Pickle and gives her like a little like squeeze. Just thank you. Do you have my loot? Ah, Dulcimer, fuck!
No, I just kind of came to find you first. I think it's still back at the inn.
Alright. Well, I don't want anyone to walk off with it, so... Maybe we should get a room and just... I think I'm just gonna crash for the night, if that's alright.
Okay. Are you sure you don't want to see Lorenzo and Phoebe? I'm sure they would love to talk about your performance too.
No, that's alright. Could you just tell them I'm not feeling well? Would you mind?
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
And she pulls up her little sign. And she holds it up and she hands you the chalk. And she goes,
I want you to sign this for me. Because that was a really nice performance, and I want to be able to put this on the wall, because your name should go there and not your uncle.
Never change, Pickle. And Bastien does a big, loopy, flamboyant signature. Giant B that takes up like half the sign. Bastion! And does like 3 underlines. Yeah, that ought to do. There's only one pickled fish.
And there's only one
Come
Bastion.
along.
And she holds the little sign close and walks along with him.
Come along. And they walk, like, Pickle's hand around Bastion's, like, thumb as they walk back to the inn.
You head back to the inn, and Lorenzo and Phoebe are out on the street looking for you. But by sheer coincidence, you do not run into each other. As you look, as you walk, you find a couple of shadow fae with similar looking horns. You walk up to them. It's not Bastien. It's never Bastien. You hold his dulcimer, Phoebe, almost clutching it. And you find yourself, eventually, at the Firefade Park. You're not entirely sure what the time is, but you do remember at this point that this is where you are supposed to be soonish. It must be close to midnight now. You've been searching for a good hour. You can go back, you can search more. Or you can keep your word, Lorenzo. Your friend or your promise. Decide.
You should... you should go and see if you can find Bastion. I can't leave. I gave my word.
He'd be really mad if I left you alone.
I am...
He'll come back to us. I can feel it.
He was betrayed.
I can't tell you what to do.
I know.
If you want me to go, I'll go. If you want me to stay, I'll stay. But I do think he'd be really mad at me for leaving you alone.
He would, because he's a stubborn man. And he does not see that he is a good one.
No, he doesn't. Neither do you, I don't think.
I am neither good nor a man. I am... I'm trying to do better.
I think you and Bastien are friends because you have the same problem. You care so much about the people around you that you forget about yourself.
Bastien thinks he's. Bastien thinks that he's flawed because of what he is. He thinks that by virtue of being a Shadow Fae, he is a liar and a cheat. It's not what you are that marks you or your soul. It's what you do. Whenever given the opportunity, Bastien has always done right.
Do you believe that about yourself?
I know that that's not true.
How?
He lifts up his hands and he shows you a signet ring on his finger.
What is it?
I was born to dampier privilege. I was fed from the vein until my adolescence. I'd never known the taste of food until I was a young man. And even now, it's disgusting. I can't stand being around you or Bastien for an extended amount of time because the beat of your heart gets distracting. So, there's that.
And yet we're both still alive. Why is that?
Because Bastien would be particularly upset if I bit you. That's a joke. Anyway.
I
know
don't
what
think
this
you give yourself enough credit. You have every opportunity to tell us you never want to see us again. But here you are.
That would be the more reasonable and responsible action. But I can't do that because I spent quite a bit of time alone. I don't want to be alone anymore.
Well, luckily, that's totally up to you.
And what about you, Phoebe?
What about me?
I understand why someone would want to sell their memories.
If you have a question, you can ask it.
Why did you sell yours?
When I told you I don't know, I was telling the truth. I don't remember. I don't know. That totally sucks.
No, it's fine. It's par for the course this evening.
That it totally sucks.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't know
Look,
if you'll believe me or not, but if I remembered anything about it, I would tell you.
I appreciate that. Can I ask you a favor?
Yeah.
Whatever, and he pulls the mirror out. Whatever I'm about to be asked, I will do. I gave my word. And I don't mind the consequences of my word. They're mine to endure. But if things get hectic, I would much prefer if you were to return to Pickle and to Bastien. Reinforcements.
Can I give you one more piece of wisdom?
You're going to anyway.
Yeah. When you have friends, when you commit yourself to being around people that are your friends, that you care about, that you love, you can say the consequences are yours alone all you want, but none of them are going to listen. Just think about it.
Okay. Is it strange that I'm terrified to see Bastien?
No. So am I. But we have to give him back his dulcimer either way.
Yeah.
And he might not want to talk to us.
I don't want to see his face. I'm not the man that didn't cheer my friend on, but I have to live his consequence. It's infuriating.
Well, what's meant to be will be. And if he's supposed to come back to us, he will. But I think he is.
I don't know what ritual you have to go through to worship the moon as you do, but the oath I swore to the storm and thunder prohibit me from ripping the throat out of Calvin and drinking him dry. So if you don't have any such blocks, I could look the other way.
What are friends for?
I'm just kind of staring at the mirror now.
And the mirror is warm to the touch. The mirror... Is it the mirror, or is it this place? You're not entirely sure, but there's a scent in the air that you've smelled before in the mirror shop. And as you're at the entrance of the Firefade Park, having wandered around talking underneath old oak trees and maple trees, glistening and gleaming in orange, yellow, red, autumn colors without it being autumn. You turn around, and in the distance where the white marble fountain is, it's almost automatically that your gaze zones in on her. Mareshka is waiting.
So we see her. Good. I am going to walk up to her. And I'm going to hand her her mirror. And I am going to tell her, Bastien was right to warn me about this place and favors, because this comes at quite a cost tonight. Whatever you need done, I will do.
I'm very happy to hear it. And I might have another offer for you. And that's where we end today's game.
I'm actually sad. Why did you make me feel these feels?
All right. That happened.
What the fuck? You broke our heart with a bard battle. Jesus Christ.
I don't know where to start because
BBEG.
because this took a very, very emotional turn, and I hope all of you guys are okay. Obviously, we've been checking in with Colin behind the scenes, and I think we were all here
And he's
for it.
every bit as sad in real life as he looked on screen. And he's not doing well, and he doesn't want to talk about it.
He's fine.
I'm fine.
We're okay. We're just feeling the
We're all okay.
feels, and they're real.
Big O. Big O.
Everybody. I just wanted to be a badass thunder vampire. I didn't come here for emotions.
You
Hey.
wanted consequences for your actions. That was literally what you wanted from themes.
Lorenzo,
Yeah,
you're
you're
of
right.
the storm. What are tears if not rain?
That's so deep.
Think
Say it,
about
Savvy,
it.
because we can't.
So
Thank you.
deep.
You ran over her with the say it, damn it.
I am sorry.
Can I tell the people out there watching about this?
Oh,
Can they
about
know our
us not?
secret?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We have because Phoebe's catchphrase is think about it. We collectively between ourselves backstage decided that we have a no think about it rule for the rest of us, that Savvy is the only one that's allowed to say it on this show. So you
And I
probably
fucked up.
saw when Savvy, there was it's gonna be
I
a
had
learning
nothing to
curve,
do with
but
this rule.
there was some like pregnant pauses that Savvy like really held out for a while, where all of us are like, we want to think about it so bad, but oh, I think we did pretty good. We held out all right tonight.
Oh, that is episode 3, everyone, and we're already in really, really like season 3, half-season finale mood here, with emotions running high and confessions and yeah, Doc. I want to hug everyone in this cast so badly. So do I, because I feel bad for making them cry, but also I will do it again, obviously. I am so fucking blessed with these people. I haven't spoken a word in 20 minutes there at the end, and even before that, and that's a GM's dream. I mean, I would hope so, at least. That's when RP takes a life of its own. When I mean, I'm right there with you, Noir. I'm right there with you. But
Oh, this
you
bottle
are
is
so
done for.
you are so good, people. Let's start with a little bit of debrief, if you're okay doing it on screen a little bit. Colin, how are you doing?
Sure. Yeah. I am okay. I'm seriously okay. I had prepared, because I know your GMing style to an extent, and I know that like I knew that I had to prepare emotionally for the possibility that I was going to lose. if that makes sense. I mean, I'm not saying that you were. I'm not saying at all that you were. That I think you screwed me or something. Like, I know it was a fair. I lost that battle fair and square. I still have my eye filter on. I just noticed my eye's black. I had to prepare for that eventuality, but man, I was not prepared. I thought I was prepared. I was not prepared. The actual moment that battle ended, I actually did instinctively, because this is like, I saw some people in chat talking about the feeling you get after playing a bad gig. If anyone's like a musician, if you've ever had to deal with that shit of playing a shitty gig, where you, especially if you're a guitarist or something, you just unbutton your strap off the bottom of your guitar and just let it fall basically, and then just walk off. Like, it's, I don't know, it's like an instinctive reaction. And when you said you have lost the battle, I instinctively reached for the strap of my dulcimer and undid it and just let it drop. And that means that that just tells me that my brain was connecting that emotion with the genuine article of having just played a shitty show. Like, it brought me back to that actual headspace. So that was remarkable. I did not expect how bad it was going to hurt. And yeah, that hurt like a motherfucker. Well done.
I feel a little bit bad for things like taking your song, because of course I know who you'd written it for.
No, you don't feel bad about it. Stop it. That was good.
Yeah, I feel bad and immensely proud, let's be honest. But I am very happy that the way it came to pass, I think, wasn't cheap, and the way you reacted was so very genuine, and leading to such a beautiful conversation with Pickle afterwards. How are you doing, Pickle?
Yes.
As the one person who kind of had to watch this whole thing happen, making their saves and trying to help, but
Oh. As a person, I'm totally great. That was a beautiful scene. Like, and back-to-back scenes, just so wonderful. Yeah, that was from a character perspective, that sucked. From an RP perspective, that was amazing. And that was such a beautiful, just all of that just wrapped together so well. And I loved it. This was an amazing session tonight for sure.
Phoebe, Savvy, beautiful heart to heart there at the end. There's definitely still something else coming when you see Bastien again.
Yep.
If you see him anytime soon. Oh, you?
Savvy's great. For me, I've been doing live theater and acting since the year 1998. So, this is exactly and totally the thing that I love to do the most and would do all the time if I could. So the moments in which I get emotional and actually, feel the scenes I'm in and laugh and cry and all that stuff are sort of the greatest moments for me. Phoebe, not doing so great, but I don't know that you can see it on her face at first glance. But her main thing right now is that she has a dulcimer, and it is going to stay with her and on her person at all times until they see him again.
And
I hope
Lorenzo
that he understands.
Stoic man with no feelings. Just cool vampire
Noir's
stuff
okay.
and thunder.
Yeah, he's got his wine. Lorenzo's not a great spot right now. And he's with the one person in the entire world that he would rather not be around right now. No offense to Phoebe, but it's just like he understands the full scope of everything that happened while he was charmed. And the one thing that hurt Bastien the most, he knows and he can't say anything. he is just not well right now. Oh, God. And then he's got this fucking mission. Whatever that is. Just, oh, God. Just a kick in the dick is what that is. I loved it. Do it to me more. Holy shit.
I mean,
Harder
I knew you had it. Never mind. Yes. This is deep magic. This is a crew like this is like I said, something you can only dream of, and I'm so looking forward to letting you explore more of that bullshit, more of that deep feeling of being lost, of trying to find each other and trying to find yourself. And then, of course, hopefully taking you and coming back with you into happier and sillier and lighter times, because you won't be in the Shadow Realm forever, hopefully. And, there's always another Bard battle. There's always another opportunity.
Not for a while.
There's always...
It's gonna be a while.
It will
like
be.
that triggered the musician inside me.
Yeah. I'd like PTSD flashbacks off of that Bard battle. Like, oh.
I've been in that place too. It just hurts. Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing else. It just hurts.
Yeah.
Getting smoked.
I will say for everyone new watching, and we super fucking appreciate you guys, and I'm so happy to see new faces in stream as well. Hi, Ark, and that you're sharing your own emotional reaction to this with us, and you're watching us and encouraging us. That is so beautiful, and for all of us, of course, we're doing it for ourselves. Of course, we're having fun. Of course, we are wanting to explore these topics, but to see and to hear that it does speak to other folks, that we've been through similar things and that we can all feel each other's sadness sometimes, that kind of creates a bond that is incredibly special and can happen with role-playing games, and when it happens, it's the best. So I do hope that you enjoyed this. If you want to catch up with the first 2 episodes, they are in here. So on Kobold Press Twitch, when you go to videos, they should be there for a good while as well. They are highlighted, they're not going anywhere. So feel free to catch up with episode 1 and 2, and feel free to stop by again next week at the same time, which is 1 a.m. UK time BST, 8 p.m. for Americans for EST time zone. And it will be with the same crew. They'll be bringing the same A-game. We'll be finding out what Mareshka is actually wanting from Lorenzo, and whether it's really something that he alone can accomplish. We'll find out where Bastien and Pickle have gone, if Phoebe can find them, if she can give him back the dulcimer and a little bit of confidence that was so thoroughly trampled today. And we'll find out where these 4 end up. At this point, we're going to say goodbye. We're going to do our little outros. Feel free to say to each other what you want to say. Feel free to tell us where else we can find you. Let's start with Bastien at this point and go counterclockwise.
I want to say to the audience, I feel sorry for you that you'll never get to know what that really cool spell I cast did. But it was so cool. We went that whole blood magic ritual with Phoebe. It was great. You'll never know what it did. Yep. Someday it'll come back. I want to say to all of you that this was... I said this in chat in Twitch, but I'm going to say it to my castmates now directly. This is the only VOD of an episode of something I've ever been in that I intend to go back and watch beginning to end. Because it was every bit as fun to watch this episode as it was to be in it. Like, I was wrapped with attention. The final scene between Lorenzo and Phoebe, like, me and Drac had our cameras off and we're just blowing up in the green room chat. And, like, just not involved in the scene, but just absolutely just couldn't look away. It was just so much fun to watch. This was... Honestly, guys, I mean, like, dead ass, like, probably the single best episode of anything I've ever been in. This was so damn good. I know, all love to everything else, but I mean, and no disrespect at all, but that was just next level, y'all. That was so fucking good. I'm wow, blown away, absolutely blown away. Thank you all so much for. Thank you out there, audience, Kobold Press watchers, for indulging this, like, all these funny people in silly costumes that play instruments for you on stream, and like and it came. Hey, you give us a chance. It came together to make something really, really, really freaking beautiful. So, wow, yeah, I'm just over the moon. That was fantastic. I'm Kolonomic on Twitter. Go follow me, I guess. But yeah, that's all.
I forgot if it was clockwise or counterclockwise. I get immediately wide drunk. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go until somebody tells me to stop.
It was counterclockwise.
Oh, okay, cool, awesome. So,
You're doing amazing.
I'm not. Hi, y'all. I almost said I'm Lorenzo. Wow. Okay. Hi, y'all. I'm Noah. I play Lorenzo. I completely agree with Colin, though. I do immediately want to get back to the VOD and watch this again. I love that this was like this 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 introduced us to so many different sides of Bastion, and I love it. And like as like it felt like a real musician's kind of day, and that was just so like it was so genuine and like dirty, and the fact that you did win, I think, makes it even better. And I don't know about you guys, but I have been in a lot of games where the bad guy wants to take over the world and raises an army of the dead, and I still don't hate those guys as much as I hate Calvin. Like, I want to straight up fight Calvin. But anyway, so yeah, and god damn it, Jacqueline, you fucking tore my heart out talking to Bastien. like,
You were breaking me.
It was fucked up because I've played a charmed character before, but it's never been as painful as this. And then to have somebody who's doing and saying all the things that your character wishes that they could do or say, it was just like the friendship between these characters is just mwah, I love it. Anyway, sorry, I can gush all day. You can find me at the Noir Enigma on Twitch and Twitter, and Noir Enigma on Instagram, TikTok, and SoundCloud. I also do other shows. Dr. RPG was the day. Check that out on the Council Roleplay. That's me.
Ooh, yeah. This was a good night. This was a good RP night. And I know, Lorenzo, Noir, you said that, we got a lot more of, like, Bastien, but, like, honestly, I feel like we got a lot of Lorenzo, too, and we got a lot of Phoebe. Like, I feel like we all had an opportunity, to, like, really showcase our characters. And so I really love that we had that opportunity tonight. And like, again, in character, I hate Calvin with every fiber of my being. Out of character, honestly, I am kind of glad for RP reasons that he did win. Like, kind of sucks. But at the same time, that gave us this opportunity to really, like, delve into this. So this was seriously, like, so fun tonight. I had a blast. Trying to think of like a favorite moment, but honestly, just like I can't think of a favorite moment of this stream. Like, I think this whole this was on point tonight for everything, so that was awesome. So I'm Draku, that's me. Somebody stole my handle on Twitch, so I'm Draku3690 here, and I'm a variety streamer. I do things. I'll be playing Ori tomorrow and having a good time. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Draku, and then just Twitch. I just stream all the time. There we go. That's me.
And it's my turn. Hi, everyone. It's hard going last in these because I feel like everybody has said everything I want to say. But I'll reiterate, I think, a lot of things that my castmates have said, in that I literally cried today, and I would like to reassure everyone that that's a good thing for me in the place that I'm at. I had so much fun during this session, and I am hard pressed to pick a single moment that is my favorite, because every moment of the last however many hours we spent on this stream was so joyous for me, and it has been for the last 3 episodes, and I imagine it will continue to be for for all the next ones. The thing I think I enjoyed the most was the interactions that we hadn't gotten yet, which I think we as a cast have been very good at talking about. And you guys had mentioned this already, but these moments of like, oh, these people haven't interacted as much, so let's like push that a little bit and make sure that, you know, we're all doing what we need and want to do. So these moments between Bastien and Pickle, and especially between Phoebe and Lorenzo, I mean, I was in it, so like it feels weird to be like, yeah, I loved it, but
Same.
but I love those. I love these moments for not, I mean, for us as players, but also for like these characters that we are playing, to get these moments that are like new and interesting and developing and things that they haven't done before that we have to think about, you know? So think about it. But yeah, it's every episode of this show is a true joy for me, even if I spend some of it crying. Sometimes that's good. But yeah, I'm just really grateful and happy to be a part of it. But you can find me in my Savvy form at Savvy Seaworth on Twitter. When I'm not here, I am on Twitch on Fridays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/encounterroleplay, running an Apocalypse World game. And then every other day but Wednesday, I'm on twitch.tv/game nights, with game nights, game with 2 G's, nights with a K, either running a game or playing in it. So I'm on the internet every day but Wednesday, so you can find me.
And I'm Lydia, and I'm thoroughly compromised, but in the most beautiful way. I am very happy that I could give you those scenes and that you maneuvered yourselves in, because that's the thing. GMs are always in this sort of position to make things happen, sure, but ideally you want a proactive cast and a reactive GM. At least that's what I ideally want. And that's not always easy to get, because the cast is always mixed. Sometimes players are more reactive, sometimes players want to be impressed and wowed and wooed, sometimes they want to co-GM and be proactive about it. And I find that this particular cast is all so gelling well, and just the push and pull of an RPG game here is so in sync and so harmonic that from the moment go, from our session 0, it was so clear that this was going to be special. And I think today was the first big crescendo of that. And I can't fucking wait to see where else it goes. I am also very, very happy with all the other games I'm in, especially, of course, the one with Dear Savvy on Fridays, Diesel Punks and Encounter Roleplay, which is also such a beautiful clusterfuck of various characters. A little less emotional, a little bit more apocalypse, sort of Borderlands, Mad Max cool, but it's so much fun. I'm also here again tomorrow for our last episode, big finale of Tips, Tricks and Tuesdays, GM Tips, Tricks and Tuesdays with Nat, with Crime Nat. We've been going through the essays of Kobold Press's guide for GMs, for Game Masters. We've been talking about various topics throughout the last, I think, 15 episodes or so. And we are going to come to an end with the last essay with tips and tricks for long-time GMs, and that's going to be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Do join our Discord at Encounter for Roleplay. That's where you can find all of us and all our various games, whether it's Colin's beautiful cult show on Wednesdays, or whether it's Noir's Dr. RPG, which we had earlier today and which will come again in September, Savvy's Diesel Punk, and of course Draco, who we just dragged in. Are you in any of the one-shots on One-Shots Wednesday? Because it's been fairly recent that we kind of...
Not yet. I'll
Not
phrase
yet.
it that way.
Next
But
you're
maybe,
about to be.
yeah.
But and if you want to join any games yourselves, if you want to just chat with like-minded folks, Encounter Roleplay Discord has you covered. I have put the link in chat. I will put the link in chat again, and hopefully we'll see you again here next week. Take care of yourselves. Do make sure you always chat and communicate when it's heavy RP sessions like that. And we're going to probably scream at each other for a little bit longer now off camera, and drink and cry and tell each other just how much we loved this episode and how much we loved each other, because yeah, this was special. Yeah, I'm gonna exactly. I'm gonna stop now so Noir can let it all out. But thank you very much for joining us, and see you again next week. Bye.